I'm starting it up. It has been stirred.
It's been started.
It's been stirred.
Can I watch the internet where it happens?
You
Yeah,
can
it's stirring.
see upon the internets where it begins.
My God.
And so it begins.
Mm-hmm.
Pop of that chat seems to be running.
Yep,
Let's check.
looks like it's running.
Just making sure it sounds okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
Okay. Make sure I'm not breathing into my mic. There we go. I think that's better. All right. Yay! Okay, so we are here for another wonderful game of Hook Goodness.
It gets more and more
Okay.
Scottish every time you do it. I don't really know why, but
What are we playing? Hexit Draconis.
Hack the goodness.
We're taking this game and dipping it in soup.
something about the engines and
No, we're not giving her roll. She's good. I can tell you that. Alright, so we are going to be having another wonderful, lovely game. Who did the
What was-
recap last week?
That was me who did it last week.
Alright, so you
Well,
can't
what
do it
was-
this week.
What was Scotty's famous catchphrase? Was it
I need
Give it
to.
a-
nuclear whistles?
No, that wasn't Scotty. Nuclear whistles.
I'm pretty sure the one I recall most often was "I didn't kill that hooker," which was the
What?
basis of an entire episode in which Kirk managed to prove to an entire civilization that the hooker was in fact killed by the disembodied spirit of Jack the Ripper and not his buddy.
Oh, I remember that.
That was an amazing episode.
Like, I think the
By the
episode
way-
is called
Wild.
"Pulling the Wool
That-
Over Their Eyes."
I would just like to say, basically, what's been going on with Zuri, kind of loosely based on that. So,
It is in our collective headcanon between I and a buddy of mine that Scotty absolutely did kill that. And this, Kirk's
Well, I
like, oh
think
god,
that-
how am I going to cover this up? All the evidence points to him. Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper was an extra-dimensional being that just didn't like space hookers.
Computer,
Okay.
help me with this one.
He went from
That's-
planet to planet.
That is how we're opening up this episode. Is
Hi, everybody.
space hookers and murder. And how to
It might
kill
be
them.
how we're
Remember?
closing this episode. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, I would also point out space hookers is something that is a theme that you can explore in HSD.
Space
It
murder.
is actually.
Disembodied Jack the Ripper is kind of less so, but I'm not going to curtail your actions that much.
I don't really think it's something you can't say could happen.
you know, the potential's there.
There's the
I would-
potential is there.
I would actually argue that space hooker murder is a key component of Fate's Fangs.
Yeah,
That-
I mean,
it was.
space
She didn't
hooker-
die. She did
Well,
occasional
spoilers.
murdering.
Spoilers.
Well, the book's been out for 2 years now. I mean, come on.
Hey, some people need time to get to great things, and you know, space hookers is something everyone needs time for. All right, so
I still like the spoilers for The Hobbit. It's like, oh, well, yeah, come on, the book's 100 years old.
Look, I actually had somebody yell at me for telling them spoilers about the Passion of the Christ, and that book had been out for like 2,000 years. So
My favorite spoilers thing so far was somebody getting gripey about what happened in Pearl Harbor as we were leaving the movie. Like, there was somebody waiting to get into the movie and got upset because they heard part of the plot.
yeah.
I mean, that was a pretty good laugh. That was-
Let's do our recap.
so
Bastion, shush.
let's get on to doing the recap. Amelia cannot do one this week because Fox did it last week. So
I was gonna have Allie do it,
Thanks.
but no.
Why? Well, Allie isn't here. For
I think we
whatever
just figured out why.
reason. I think her hemi goat senses were tingling, and she knew she didn't want to be here to have to give the recap.
Those horns
Um,
are psychic sensors.
So I'm actually gonna say probably it should be Tygon this week since he spilled the beans last week.
Which was entirely his fault, for reasons
Yes, and
we cannot explain.
For reasons we cannot explain. So I think it would be suitable for it to come from Zuri's perspective. So would you do us the honor, Tygon?
Tygon has also left.
Tygon has left.
Tygon left?
Why did all the people in Europe leave when they found out they had to do a recap?
I didn't
Because
leave, I
it's
just
Wednesday,
forgot
yeah.
that I was muted.
Oh, that counts.
I think they left because it's Wednesday there.
Yes. Tuesday game is over already. Tell
Okay,
us
then I
what
will
do.
leave. Okay, now, so I gotta remember what actually happened last week. I can barely remember what happened yesterday.
Probably all the
We
truth.
weren't asking about yesterday. We were asking about last week.
Okay, well, it all started with everybody basically getting up and setting out to let's do stuff. Let's get stuff done. And one of the things that had to get done was like basically getting to an interview, because of the stuff that happened at the hotel and our involvement in it. And so we basically went back there and started talking to the progenitor security people. And technically, it was only supposed to be Amelia being interviewed. But for a reason which I cannot actually remember, suddenly everybody got interviewed.
I think the cops lied to us, guys.
As I recall, you guys introduced yourselves as all the various people from the room. So they decided, oh hey, well while you're here, we just wanted to talk to you about it.
Which I guess
you
is...
you guys
Yeah.
and they officially threw yourselves under the bus by going, well, we're here to make sure Amelia doesn't say anything wrong. But then they were like, well, we need to separate to talk to you guys.
Okay, with that is fair. There was an offer of the interview itself went all right, and with all right I mean not great, but it was okay. There may have been repeated use of the phrase I'm from Venus, and let's say our stories had a few holes in it. And then there came an offer of coffee, which only Lotta was smart enough to refuse. I mean, in Amelia's case, it didn't matter because apparently she's now immune to all drugs. But Zuri drank, and it was really good coffee. And she was in a really talkative mood, as I'm sure everybody will agree. You are after a cup of really good coffee, so it's really not her fault at all. And yeah, okay, she spilled the beans, as it was put. She told them everything, and I believe the net result of that was the head honcho there going, okay, well, that you are obviously trying to go against that JD guy and his whole corporation. I don't like him either, so thank you. You are now like independent contractors, work for me, and we'll see what's up. And that was basically it.
I like how my involvement in last session was so minuscule I literally didn't make it to the recap.
Well, I was actually going to say, as I recall from what happened last time, to fill in the gaps, the group realized that they had to go in for this and they wanted to take care of Amelia, which is why the group went. Meanwhile, Miko went across town and started their interview, which actually went amazing, actually, giving all
Swimmingly.
everything that could have happened, swimmingly even. And Miko ended up somehow passing various tests and met with a lot of kind of interesting people and found out that there was like a whole back end of the company that they had interviewed at that was actually on the backside being called the Pretty Princess Corporation. But going back to the main group, when it was found out that you guys were made in the shade, Lotta had put a gun to Larry, the white mink vector, back and had marched him to the tents, as you recall, and then basically threatened her way in to talk to the Canaday vector that was had been trying to interview Amelia with no luck, but had made amazing progress with Zuri. Zuri had been making amazing progress with another lady. That is actually where you guys ended up sending a message to Miko and Stefan, basically saying that you guys were made, and you guys told Stefan, head for the hills. You know, they're coming to get us, kind of thing, right? And then Miko was somehow convinced that either she needed to come there or you guys were going to try and go out shooting. And Miko wanted to see if maybe the not go out shooting thing was better and came to join up with you guys. And then I believe she had an additional conversation with the guy after he kind of gave you guys the ultimatum to join as a merc group, that he would be having you work on jobs for him, but not as in an official capacity from Progenitus, so you wouldn't have the clout. So basically, he would be giving you assignments to do, and he would be giving you money for doing the assignments, but he couldn't give you anything else. And I think that pretty much sums up last session, mostly. Oh, and in the last moments of the game, you guys had decided to tell the Progenitus people, yes, they could take Zuri and go fix her head. And she was being wheeled off like a comical person on a Segway staring at the sky because she was really drugged. And I think that covers everything.
There was that too. And Seth, I am sorry. I apologize. I was trying the entire time to remember what else happened. I knew there was something at the beginning that I was forgetting. But
it's alright. It was largely inconsequential. It involved somebody who wasn't pivotal to the plot. I could see it being left behind.
Aww.
Thanks, Tygon.
Now I feel really bad.
Don't let him emotionally manipulate you.
Unfortunately, I'm very easy emotionally manipulated.
Well, then I'll just keep that up. I mean, it's just...
Aziz is just going to be sitting there twisting the knife now. Every time he looks at you, he's just going to twist it a little deeper and be like, this is why. Okay.
You shouldn't let me have that power over you, Tygon. I'm just saying.
He is vicious. Alright, so...
Too late, you already have it.
We are going to pick back up with Zuri is being wheeled off to the Progenitus Hospital to have her brain worked on.
So I had a lead-in for this particular segment, but in light of the fact that we are losing Zuri to a hospital scene and don't actually have Allie, it would just be like a one-on-one and might take a while. So should we just like fade until Zuri comes back, or does somebody else have another plan?
Well, I was actually going to accompany Zuri to the hospital.
Okay.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure I'm real sick.
Should we just go with Zuri then?
You could go Zuri. They're currently loading her up. So if you're gonna go,
let us travel with Zuri for the time being. I think I'm going to attempt to see if I can grab Stefan on the channel that he had provided and be like, "Hey, Stefan, are you still there? Have you turned this off?"
There is no response.
Well, if you haven't turned this off and you're just kind of being quiet, we weren't as made as we originally thought. We never did come up with a password for that sort of thing. The password is blowfish. So blowfish. There, I just said the password. We weren't as made as we thought we were originally. So if you wanna, if you wanna come back, we'll just meet you at the house, at the place, that we're staying. We're going to the hospital right now. I don't know if I'm really talking to anybody. Maybe you're there. Anyway, you can come back if you want. I'll just leave a message at the beep. This is a walkie-talkie, isn't it?
The walkie-talkie.
I can
Beep.
call him if you want.
This is the message that I'm leaving for Stefan. If Stefan is listening to this message, he can go back to the house where we will meet him later. Beep.
Beep.
His answer machine is full. We'll snap back into Ragnar going, well, he wasn't answering the channel. I think he gave Aaron another way to reach him. We might be able to get it through that. Otherwise, we might just have to let him go.
Are you
Aaron,
there with
we
me?
totally need to talk to Aaron.
Also, can we call him on my toggle?
Well, yeah, I guess there's that option. But I figured if he wasn't answering the walkie-talkie channel, maybe he burned that. Oh, fine, call him.
I'm gonna try to poke at my thing and see if I can make it call Steph.
No, use your phone instead. Phrasing.
Sorry.
Boom.
Alright. Alright. Beep, 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 beep. Beep. Hello, this is an automated service. If you'd like to claim this number, please press 1.
Don't press 1. It'll bill you.
If you'd like to claim this number, please press 2.
It means he's turned it off. Just close it. Just shut it down.
Just like Robot, call Stefan.
I think
Beep, 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 beep.
he probably burned his phone.
Hello,
What?
Stefan?
Stefan?
this is Stefan.
Is it though? What's the password?
Who is this?
This is Amelia.
I don't know it, Amelia.
Is there a picture on this?
It is a video. It's a still a vector looking at you with squinty eyes.
It's
What
this
the fuck is this?
You're not Stefan.
No, I'm Stefan.
Robot, you called the wrong Stefan.
God damn it! Don't call the wrong number. Hang up.
Are we sure that wasn't him?
It was very surly.
Yeah, but the vocabulary seemed right.
There was one sentence that was right.
All right. Well, how much time do we have for Zuri's operation? Do we think? Can we ask anybody? Like, is there a paramedic there?
There is a very kind we'll say bovine vector in the back, and she's hooking things up to Zuri. She goes, "Oh, well, we'll probably get her in right away. We could probably get it going within the hour."
Do we have a guess as to how long it might take?
It really depends on how extensive the damage is. How well do you know your friend?
Which one?
She looks over at Zuri and goes, "The one we're gonna be doing mine work on?"
Well, not enough to absolutely guarantee you got the right mind, if that was your next question.
Oh, does she have any family?
In her head?
Okay, well that's
Is Zuri still awake?
you're kind of coming in and out of this.
Oh, not my family. My family are all dead.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh,
I have reason to believe she's being very truthful right now.
okay. So I mean, was there any particular? I guess there's nothing to lose. All right, so we'll just get this sorted out.
Good. So we're going ultimately with like keep as much as the original personality as possible. Possibly, less shooting of people, although we did just lose the person she liked to shoot the most. So, I mean, is this even really
does
necessary?
she have a unnatural predilection towards violence?
No, it was perfectly natural.
We can definitely make sure to inhibit that kind of behavior.
No. That was it. Was the
But
right
we
sort
will
of.
be all over that.
This is the violence that we expected. It was just happening at unexpected times, is all. Also, I don't think she likes her shiny hair much. And I should
Oh.
probably ask her about that. Zara, do you
Is
want
that
to
a
keep your
problem?
shiny hair?
Oh, my mother always told me it was a bad idea. After a year, I kind of started agreeing.
I mean, I guess we could try and remove it.
No, keep the hair. Just make it less shiny.
Can we just get dyes? Or...
We use real products here.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we can turn off some of the electrodes in there. Anyway, let's just calm her down. I'm just gonna
Be careful with them in there.
I'm just
They're
gonna-
annoying, but they're not there by choice. So
Yeah, that's fine. Pat, and she's going to administer whatever it is you administer to a cog to put them into sleep mode.
oh, I'm getting all wheezy.
Wait, before you fall asleep, how do I call Stefan?
Just tell your
Oh,
taco
fuck
call
it.
Stefan.
I did. It called some random dude.
Oh, I don't know. Ask Miko.
Nighty night.
I'm just gonna turn to one of the workers, just like, hey, do you know how to make this work?
I don't think he's gonna pick up. Mika says, looking over to it, shaking her head. He probably went under. I'm not really sure where he'd flee to either, seeing as how the underground is on fire.
The bovine will take it from you and look at it and goes, it looks like you don't have any friends. That's really weird.
It's
I
not
was
that
like-
strange.
Okay, well, here, I just had to help my baby sister set this up the other day. So, what are some of your friends' names?
Miko
Stefan.
stares expectantly.
It's like, I'm just gonna look around, like, Miko, Zuri.
Okay, let me search for Miko. Was your fake ID Miko?
I think it was.
Okay, so she finds Miko. I can't find a Zuri.
She's right there.
You mean Dawn?
Oh, shit, yeah. What did Stefan say his name was? I forgot about that. Is it like...
Remembering names is like remembering phone numbers. We just speed dial this shit now.
we had, pictures of him coming up in our feed, didn't we?
Yeah.
Check
I
your
just like-
messages.
I'm just like, this guy. I'm like, open that.
It has the number that you already inputted in there and tried calling the dead end number. Still listed. And she looks like, oh, that's a really interesting looking blip. Wow. Yeah, I've never seen him before. Well, it looks like you have his number there. Why don't you just call it?
I'll call it.
It's the same thing. If you'd like to claim this number.
It doesn't work anymore. I mean,
Okay, well, my idea didn't.
Mika will shake her head and go, I think we may have lost that one. We'll keep an eye out for him, and maybe we'll just find him around, or somebody else will find him around.
He is kind of a weird looking duck.
He is kind of a
Yes.
weird looking duck. Voice in my head. But the maybe we'll look out. I guess we'll see.
It's like, I don't think he's a duck, dude. I've met ducks. He doesn't look anything like that.
So, are you guys family?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And she's gonna just keep checking Zuri's vitals as you guys kind of arrive at the Progenitus Hospital. They move Zuri over onto a gurney and start wheeling her up. Several different Progenitus doctors in white lab coats will join, and they take her into a room with a large machine and start prepping the back of her head.
God, it's a bulk eraser.
They will usher you into a nearby waiting room.
And it's like
Please don't erase me.
I want I think I better stay in here and make sure you guys don't mess her up.
You can't be in here. This is a clean room. There's an operation going to be going on, and you're not qualified.
I took a shower today.
Mika will tug upon the jacket a little bit. It's a different kind of clean. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about microscopes here in a minute.
And it's like, no, I think somebody should make sure they don't like reprogram her.
She is actually probably going to be reprogrammed.
I mean, like, you know how what they do where they reprogram people and they like take all their free will.
Oh, well, I mean, have you looked outside? That's the
Yes,
whole city.
That's why I'm really starting to think that those stories are true.
So she'll spit it out and go, well, I mean, this is kind of our options here. These are the people that actually know how to fix what's up with her. So if we want to get it fixed, she stays and we kind of take what comes. But you don't know what they're doing in there. They're not going to press a button that flashes reprogram all over the monitors. And even if it did, you wouldn't be able to read it.
Oh, sweetie, can you not read?
We're working on that. Wait a minute. Don't you have an operation to work on? Go prep.
She starts following you out, and she goes, Harry, look, I can step down to the children's ward if you want and see if we can pick you up a little learner device. Would that help?
Oh, it might. Do you want to be reprogrammed? She says, looking over at
not.
Amelia.
I'm not a kid, okay?
It works on adults.
I mean, it's the same devices that we learn all sorts of interesting techniques on. That's how I learned heart surgery last week.
We're not doing anything to her heart, right?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh, come with me. Let them do their thing. It's either this or she has all the personalities in her head forever.
Well, fine.
A little off. Do attempt to not, change anything fundamental.
Could actually get you guys to answer some questionnaires really quick? You see, our base scans is showing a lot of used space, and it's kind of a bit of a jumble in there. So, could you just fill out this little personality quiz and just kind of like try to describe the person that you remember she is? So we know what we're
is
looking
going
for.
to look down at the thing that she has a difficult time focusing on because it is stationary, and look over to Amelia, who cannot read, and ponder the wisdom of this operation.
If you guys need me, I'll just start rolling up a new character.
Lotta will do that for us.
Roll up the new character? Yeah.
No. Do you have it in audio form?
She looks between the two of you, and then she looks over at Amelia and goes, "How about 1 minute?" And she pops her head out and goes, "All right, I'm just gonna sit here and I'll help you guys fill this out. All right?
Okay.
All right."
I can't do this right now.
But we gotta.
Are you having some kind of emotional problem?
Like, There's something wrong. with
Are you
me.
wounded? What's the matter? I can get a doctor here right away.
I don't know. Just my stomach's in knots, and like all my muscles hurt, and I have a terrible headache, and it is way too cold in here.
She
Like this whole place.
she starts coming over and checking you over, trying to see what's going on. I'm assuming you're going through withdrawals.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, you are. Do you usually take things, or do you have this habit?"
I just like, are you calling me a thief?
No, I mean, do you take recreational use medications, or do you have a prescription that you're missing?
The first one, I guess.
Okay, well, look, I can get a doctor over here and see if they can give you something to help with the withdrawal you're feeling. If it's actually a needed drug, we can administer it right away. And a doctor's gonna come over and look Amelia over and try giving her some shots to make her feel better. Don't do anything. And he's gonna
Actually, there's an
look a
item
little
for that.
perplexed.
Huh? The shots would do stuff.
Their shots will do something?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the shots will
it's consumed chemicals. That doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So he will give you a couple shots, and you will start feeling better, Amelia.
Like, it's like, oh, thank goodness.
and
Amelia's like, damn, that's good shit. I haven't felt this good in a long time. Where do I get some more of that? How do I get some of this sobriety?
Can you inject this right into me all the time?
Where I'm just like, what is this?
Oh, it's he randomly named some massive drug that they have apparently in the future.
Actually, there's an item for it, I believe.
Mhm.
I have to check.
All right. So let's see. Sorry, I got distracted. Someone in our Twitch chat was asking who is who and what is what. Amelia is being played by Fox. Tygon is playing Zuri. Zev is playing Miku, and I am your unfortunate DM.
Why am I?
All right,
Miku?
so
why are you the unfortunate DM? Can you come on, Sam? Jesus.
Come on, work with me here. Okay, so. All right, the sweet bovine Victor though is going to come back in, and she's going to sit down between the two of you and take out the little clip pad and go. Okay, so we're just going to run down this little personality assessment, and as honestly as you can. I mean, you really need to be honest about this. We're going to fill this out because we need to be able to identify the personality of the person that is in there with the other personalities. All right. So, I mean, be very honest about them, and let's do what we can. I am going to say you guys are going to do a community exert logic.
Oh boy.
This is going to be a
Tygon.
difficulty
Yes.
2.
I don't want you to have to roll up a new character, Medea.
You guys still have like a ton of your thing.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. I would say I got myself into this mess, but honestly, I
Yeah,
didn't.
I don't know if it was actually
that
any
was
fault of
bad-
your own.
That was
To
like
be-
bad
to-
dice
to-
rolls, and
it's just kind of gone that route. So.
I'll bump that by 2.
All right. Okay, so Miko definitely gives the
Um,
best that Miko knows of Zuri. Like Zuri's a crack shot.
Okay, so that was community exert, right? Not
Yeah.
perceive.
Yeah,
Cool. It's not my absolute worst stat.
No, if
Only
I
the
was doing
second.
if it was community perceive, it would have been just straight community perceive. So you do have that on your side.
Oh, good. And I'm wrong. I don't have a fault in logic.
Oh, good.
Okay, so this
At least not on the character sheet.
straight 2d8.
Nice.
Amazing.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So how much
Wow.
focus do you have?
I'm going to
is-
spend some focus.
You have to spend 4 to redo that entire roll.
Let's see here. Did I actually spend any focus last time? I don't think I did.
I don't remember. You need to document.
You gotta write it down. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is like, it's not. I always do, but
Oh,
0.
well, then maybe you didn't.
Maybe you didn't.
All right, Amelia. Think hard.
Can I start by just re-rolling one of them?
It wouldn't get high enough. You physically have to
Okay.
reroll both to pass.
Yeah.
I'm
you
gonna
have to
I'm
spend
gonna
4.
re-roll both of them. Come on, roll 20.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna make it.
Well,
I doubt you've got enough focus left to get that to 12.
I've got 2, so no, I don't.
Yeah.
I can get it to 10.
That wouldn't
Yeah.
matter.
That doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yep.
I was gonna ask if I could re-roll the 2, but then I remembered the rule that you can
This
only
this
re-roll.
this basically fades into an existential crisis of Amelia realizing she doesn't actually know anyone that she's friends with. The people that she's most connected with now, she's only known for about a week. All the folks she grew up with are dead. They're all burning down below. Halfway through this thing, she's curled up on the ground.
Wow.
Great. Now I feel bad again. Not about my own
I'm-
character.
I'm legitimately okay with that being the course.
I actually feel like what probably what's happening is Amelia's feeling like that amount of relief of the pain. The pain is kind of gone, but the pain's also been a distraction, right? So you don't have that going on anymore, and you're trying to get that wall back up. Of no, I mean she was just a good person.
Halfway through this
mean,
conversation,
that's
she
it.
remembers that Stottle died.
Oh.
It just seems like it was so far in the past, but here we are. Dear
Yeah, it's
old
been like-
friend.
It's been all about 48 hours of it, right? Since Stottle died. All right. Well, the
I'm-
sweet. Yeah.
I'm perfectly okay with that. That's everything.
All right. Yeah,
That's
you
the
gonna be a
point
big
where-
falling mess. Acid everywhere. All right. Well, the bovine vector is gonna do her best to console you. She's gonna see if she can get somebody from grief counseling over to talk to you, because you seem to have a lot of baggage, and she's just gonna take your pad questions and just kind of nudge them off to the sides. She's like, these are good, but they're not fully filled out. And she'll take Miko's and go, well, thank you so much for that. I'm just gonna take these in, and they'll try to use this to, help with the search and destroy, as it were. So we'll be in and out hopefully in just a couple hours. Feel free. There's a cafeteria here. The food is healthy and nutritious. And then she's gonna go walk off.
Miko's gonna just like watch that go, and then watch Amelia kind of get taken out the side and stand there and just hang her head a little bit and be like, "Well, that went well."
Oh.
She'll go have a seat and talk to Lotta, who is absent.
Who is absent? Who is stoic?
I hope her internet doesn't die off again, because that's twice that she's had to like have it be fucked up.
I don't think
Well,
it's her internet, because she's showing up
she's
as
showing up
online
on
for
Steam.
me.
Yeah. Like last time she was offline.
Yeah.
Wonder
This time
if
she was online but idle.
just had to do something or something.
Probably had something come up. All right,
Thought
so
maybe slept in.
Lotta's
That's
being
okay.
stoic and not as friendly with Miko as Miko would probably like, because I'm assuming that's how Lotta is. Lotta keeps a tight game, but Lotta's like the matron of the group. All right, so
I'll go check up on Amelia here. Where did they bring her to?
they're gonna take Amelia to a little a little side room. It's like a little private corner, and there is a very sweet looking. What do I want this one to be? I have to like constantly be going, what vector am I using? What vector am I using? It's gonna be a dolphin vector. There's a dolphin vector in here, and she's got like one of those interesting like side shaves going on. So like the blowhole is never really covered by the hair because it's one of those dolphins that has hair for some reason, and who knows what happened to genetics there. But she's got tissues out, and she's just kind of like trying to get Amelia to open up about, they died, and then they died, and then the kids are gone. And the grief counselor, you can hear her talking, going, well, did you want to, see if we could track anybody down for you? Do you have any family or anybody you want to look up? We could try to help you do that.
Mika's gonna be like waving a paw, like, no, let's not go down the connections path.
If she has her head all, Amelia will do that.
What did you say? Because it kind of broke up for me.
Oh, sorry. I said if she has her head anywhere about her at all, she won't do that.
Okay, well, it's up to you if she has her head about her.
Okay. He's like, no, we're not. No, there's nobody to contact.
Okay. Well, are you on any antidepressants? It sounds like you're on have a lot of maybe issues. We could try to get you an appointment with a doctor, and see if we can start you on something. Would that help? Would you want that?
I just looked at Miko.
No, it's expensive. No, how about I just take her for a walk? This thing with Zuri is gonna take a little bit. We'll go get an ice cream.
Okay. Are you relatives?
Relatively.
She gives a slight smile and goes, well, if she's having any other problems, do bring her by. And there's a little ping as her number shows up on both your toggles.
Oh, how automated. All right. Yeah, no, we will. I mean, we'll be back. Just let us know when Zuri is ready.
Sure. Zuri.
It's a childhood nickname for Dawn, because they have the same number of letters.
She looks a little confused. Okay.
We go way back.
Way back.
Like at least 3 weeks.
All right, so you can get her shoot out of the way, so you guys have some privacy if you want.
Bring back. I'll find. I know what you need. There's a good. We'll figure something out. How you feeling there, friend?
I don't feel good.
Oh, I thought they gave you like a good. Oh, you mean like with the feels? Yeah, no, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you liking the city?
The food's good.
Right? I mean, I thought there was a variety of flavors down below, but you do kind of miss stuff that's like cooked and sanitary from time to time. I should show you some cool stuff we haven't tried yet. Waffles are good. You ever had a waffle?
Oh, no, I don't know what that is.
We will remedy the waffle situation, she says. I swear this to be.
But only if we succeed. Otherwise, they're unearned waffles.
It's true.
Waffles are pain.
Yeah. There's nothing like an ill-gotten waffle.
Why did we have to have a gamer's reference?
Look, if I'm in your group, it's gonna happen.
Pile of dead waffles. Hey, so I don't I mean, unless you have some place that you want to take the scene, I don't really want to leave Tygon out of the next hour of conversation. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting to get back to Tygon. I
Alright.
keep trying to go there. Alright, so Tygon.
Yes.
Zuri. You're in a strange dreamlike state. It's that strange hallway again, and everybody's in it.
oh, wait a minute, I don't want to leave us out of the next hour of conversation. Go ahead.
Tough luck. This is tough love for Zuri. This is Zuri's time. Alright. The long white hallway with the lights is there. Your door is still kind of broken off its hinges. And that's when you hear the most terrifying sound you've heard in a long time. It sounds like somebody's running a drill and a chainsaw at the same time.
Ooh.
Screaming starts coming from down the hallway as this kind of blackened shape starts just kind of merging through one wall after another, taking out each consecutive room around you. There is strange phantom arms dicing through the air, taking out bits of just reality.
This is where the healing begins, Tygon. Don't fight it.
I'm sorry, Zuri would fight it. She has. I would say in this moment Zuri has no idea what's going on in there. So
The first step to healing is to accept the drill.
The little child vector or cog, the one that had been playing the video games, comes running down the hallway towards you, Zuri, his arms out. Help!
Well, help. Yes, help. I have no idea, but I want to help.
What's your instinct?
Well, grab him, hug him, whatever. It looks like he's,
You gonna yank him into your room? Are you gonna run out in the hallway?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I go out in the hallway.
All right, you rush out in the hallway. This massive creature just seems like it's bigger than it should ever fit into a room. It's bending reality. It seems like it's starting to just its dark blackness is just sucking in all the light from around it, and there is just this horrible droning noise as you see one of its limbs come out and cuts down one of the many cog personalities that you've seen. It's weird because it's like they almost kind of just like wither and flitter away like ash in the wind as it makes contact, and entire segments of the building disappear with that cog.
Oh no.
And then another sweeping arm comes out, it going right for you and the child.
I will I'll try to grab him and pull him back into my room.
Okay. He rushes into your room with you. What is it doing? It chops off a bit of the door that had been kind of hanging free from your room, and bits in your room seem to kind of wither and sputter out.
I have no idea.
There's more yelling in the hallway.
Okay, you stay here. I'll try to get the others, and I'll go back outside.
As you try to breach the door, the thing is nearly in front of the door, so it is actually hard to get into that narrow space, and it is dangerous. It seems to be looming farther and farther down the hallway. In the distance, you can hear Alexa yelling, but you can't make out what she's saying.
I'll try and call for her. Call out like something. Here, over here, Alexa.
The strange droning noise changes pitch, and you see it swivel to look at you at the door.
Uh-oh. That may have been a mistake.
And it swings another arm down in your direction.
I'll try to dodge it.
You dodge out of the way, rolling off to the side. It again digs into the ground into your room. It's too big to enter in, but it's doing considerable damage to the furniture and various memorabilia that's in your room.
I just got that the way I liked it.
I know.
Apologies, my alarm did not go off.
Hi,
Oh.
Ellie.
Hi, Ellie.
Hi.
Hi, Ellie. Something's doing horrible things to my mind.
We're
Hey.
doing hospital visit with Zuri right now.
So,
You've been sitting so stoically in the hallway at the hospital with everybody else because everybody decided to go to the hospital with Zuri. Okay. The massive creature gets ready to slam in again at you and the small cog vector that you are hiding in your room. And you can hear Alexa much closer. You leave Rosie alone, you! And there's a slur of horrible cog insults. And you can hear what sounds like gun retorts going off.
Where did she get a gun?
And the creature actually seems like it's vaguely damaged from whatever it's being hit with. And then it starts lunging forward again. A series of more screams goes off. And then it seems like it goes quiet.
Okay, carefully look outside into the hallway.
There isn't a hallway.
Oh.
just- Blackness in all directions.
To call out like, anybody? Hello?
Is it okay out there?
I'm not sure.
Where's my
Every-
room?
It looks... It might be gone. I don't see anything out there.
But what am I gonna do if I don't have a room?
That's a good question. Is there the? I'm gonna try to feel if there's still a floor, if it's just dark, or if it's actually gone.
There is nothing there.
Oh dear.
So you're like putting a foot out, right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
And as you got your foot out, suddenly something lashes up and tries to grab it.
Ah! What?
And you hear the of the creature again.
No. Back into the room.
All right, so you both retreat back into the room, and for a brief moment, you see a flashing pair of bright, massive red eyes trying to look at you through the doorway.
I really wish I had a door.
My room had a door.
Yeah, but I think your room is gone. It really looks like everything else is gone.
Why isn't it coming in here? It went everywhere else.
Yeah, but I think because this is me. This is the only room that's supposed to be here.
But why can't I be here? I'm supposed to be here.
No, you. Oh, this is. I'm not even sure if this is right. I'm just guessing, but you see, you and all the others, you were put into my body, and this is my body. Only I'm supposed to be in it.
You mean I'm not real?
No, you are real. You're just in the wrong place.
I don't like this game.
It's
You picked
it
the
takes
worst
a
one
bit
to
getting
save.
used to. Yes. What was that?
I said you picked the worst one to save. He's going to be the most upset. You should have picked the one that had the attitude.
I tried, but
He seems really kind of bereft about it, and he looks over at the doorway and then just kind of huddles up on the floor near your bed. You can kind of survey the wreckage of your room, and it's weird because it's like there's tears in what was and what is, and you can almost see where there's just blackness where there should be things. There's actual holes in just life right there. And as you kind of, I'm assuming you kind of knee-jerk want to go over and console him.
Yes.
That's when your eyes start fluttering back open. Hi, are you
Sapient?
okay in there?
I have a headache.
Okay. So your name is Dawn, right?
Is it? I'm a little. I think I'm a little fuzzy on the details. Where am I? What happened?
You're in recovery. It's okay. There was a little operation. Your friends checked you in. We're having a little bit of problem with your medical billing. It doesn't seem like you're registered with anybody.
Oh dear.
So if you could just confirm who your carrier is, we can finish up.
Can I sort out my life first? What did you do to me? What did you do to the others?
What others, sweetie?
The other personalities that were in my head.
As you start trying to focus on them, Zuri, you actually can't remember them. You remember that they were there.
Oh.
But you can't remember them. You can't remember Alexa anymore. Like, you can't remember her. She's gone.
Oh.
You can't remember the twins. They are gone from your thoughts. But you remember there were people, but they're gone now. You can remember the little boy because he's still in there. But the rest of them are gone. And there are going to be other gaps in your memory. But she's gonna go. That was just a bit of damage you sustained. So that happens sometimes. I'm sure if you think about it, you'll realize that there really wasn't anything there. Now we're just gonna make sure you get you through the rest of recuperation. We're gonna get your friends in here, and you can see how you're doing. But I just want you to stay off your feet for a little bit. There's gonna be a little bit of recovery time. You need to make sure you remember how everything works. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and the bovine vector is gonna come back out into the hallway and kind of wave to Lotta, Miko, and Amelia, and go, your friend Dawn's waking up. Would you guys like to come see
her? We will
I guess
start
not.
picking up, yeah.
I guess Amelia and Lotta aren't talking.
Oh, so
Oh, are you talking to us?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I didn't realize the scene had changed.
Yeah, sorry, apparently. All right, so
No, it's my bad. Yeah. Oh, if Suri is out, and like, yeah, I will.
Another just nods and stands up, remaining quiet and stoic.
All right. She leads you guys into a room where Zuri is laying on a bed, and she kind of comes over to Miko and says, "So I know you seem to have the most idea what's going on, and I understand one of your other friends seems to be very grief stricken, but we're having trouble processing her medical information. Do you know what carrier she goes through?"
Progenitus.
Okay, well she's not showing up in our systems. So
Talk to this guy. She'll provide the information for the dude that just hired us.
Which is?
Whoever the dude that just hired us was.
No one ever writes my NPCs down.
Well, I mean, I kind of went into his room after the fact, and I don't know if a name exchange ever really took place there.
I don't know if it did with you, so I'm not sure if you'd be able to name drop him. So you're probably literally flashing a picture of him and going, "This dude," and she's like, "That's nice, but I'm gonna need a little bit more information than that."
Seems to be part of Progenitus security forces.
But I don't understand why he would need to supply her information.
Because we're doing a job for him. It's insurance through work.
She nods and goes, "But can you give me any information about how to contact him? Because I mean, there's a lot of people that work in security."
No.
Are there smart walls in here?
There probably is.
Gonna go up to one. Miko, send me that picture.
Sure. Although, didn't he give us a number? Because otherwise, how else were we going to correspond with him?
I think he got your guys' numbers, but I think he may have given you his number. Yeah.
There had to have been like some way to correspond, or like I guess we just
Yeah.
leave and never come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just provide that number.
All right. Well, I'll contact him and see what's. All right, and she will make calls in the hallway while you guys talk.
Because Vic's gonna be like, well, I hope this works. I mean, he did mention something about getting her looked at, right? So, hopefully.
I mean, didn't he call them? Didn't he call the guys?
Yeah.
Sad, we're gonna have a very big medical bill, and I don't think I want to pay that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time I've had a really big medical bill and didn't pay it.
I'd like to mention Zuri never asked for this, so
Actually, you kind of did.
not really, no.
Well, last session you said I have a lot of voices and I want help with it, and I need to get them out because I'm scared about my voices in my head.
I don't remember, at least not saying it that explicitly.
That's okay. You don't remember a lot of things right now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I
watch it out in the hall. Is
already-
Suri awake?
Zuri's awake.
Yeah. So, Suri, how are you feeling?
I have a headache.
Any murderous intent in there?
Angry glare.
Oh,
Oh. Whatever. Sorry, how many fingers am I holding up?
You don't have fingers.
Oh, she is quick.
hey Suri, what do you think about Progenitus?
They're really nice.
I don't have the details, but I think they just dug out a good part of my brain, so I'm not sure what to think of.
Well, they were supposed to dig out the bad parts of your brain. Did they do that?
It's I'm feeling really weird that there were like people inside my head, but I don't remember them anymore.
Do you want to shoot this man? And she presents one of the pictures of Stefan when he's going like A, and he's got the girls next to him.
Yes, but I'm related.
You have no idea who that person is.
You lost
who is-
Stefan?
Who is that?
Oh.
So that's a really weird kind of blip.
Miko sniffs a little bit and goes, "Perhaps it's for the best."
No, that's
It's like, do you remember me?
Do I? I have to go with what Sammy tells me now. I'm sorry.
No, you do remember Amelia, yes.
Okay, yeah.
But you
of course.
don't have to tell Amelia that.
You don't have to tell Amelia that.
Do you remember us? She points to Harry.
You do remember the two of them.
Yes, I remember you.
What about the kid you saved down below?
What kid?
Who?
Aaron?
No idea.
Who's Aaron?
Perhaps it's for the best.
Nora frowns a bit and goes, "This seems very selective, don't you guys think?"
Miko initially shakes her head, and then she kind of ponders a little bit and goes, "Oh, I mean, maybe, but that's kind of
Unnecessarily so?
you know, like conspiracy theory process there. This was a progenitor's hospital. If we're assuming that they're cutting out things specifically on like somebody's orders. Hey, do you remember who JD is?
No idea who JD is, Uri.
Who is JD?
Oh, what did you do for like the past week? Give me a recap.
Alright, your recap is there were some bad people that kept shooting at you guys and you had to do stuff. And at one point there was a really pretty green lizard lady and the building came down. But that's about all you remember. Oh, and at one point you guys saved a shark and a shark mommy and baby.
Oh, at
And
least
do-
those are still there.
Do you remember being underground?
She
That
does
shark
remember
was-
being underground.
Okay.
You do not remember, Tygon,
Yes.
anything that was important to Alejandro.
Oh,
Everything that was important to Alejandro has been taken from you because it was associated memory. It was lost because when they were cutting out those personalities, they cut that stuff out. So it got kind of lost. Aaron was a huge part of Alejandro. The hatred that Alejandro had towards Stefan took Stefan.
Do you remember Stottle?
You do remember Stottle.
poor guy.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. She gets in close. Zuri, do you remember Kadia?
Always remember Kadia.
What?
No! There's a moment of silence as everybody in the room, including the NPCs, put their hands over their hearts in remembrance of Kadia.
Flash the Imperial Eagle.
Alright, moving on.
Wow.
She'll go, okay, well, I mean, I guess it's possible. Hey, Zuri, what do you, like, what do you want to do right now? I mean, short of, get out of the hospital gown and stuff.
Kind of want to play video games, Uri.
I kind of want to play video games.
Okay.
I wonder why it's been a long time since I was into video games.
Maybe we can do that.
Hey, sorry.
Hmm?
You
Yeah?
remember why you went down below?
I guess I should remember that. Yeah.
You were running from something.
Yeah, I was trying to, get away, run.
From what?
It's not your business.
That's fine, but do you remember?
Sammy, do I?
You remember kind of second-handedly, but there is like person-sized holes where your parents were.
Oh.
But that damage was done previously by the various
Oh.
personalities making space.
Oh, okay.
Because we had gone over that before. They had
Yeah.
remember all your pictures and stuff were all messed up in your memories, where you couldn't remember what your parents looked like anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
S-
You know the outline of why you did, but you can't place their faces anymore.
that yeah, sort of. I do kind of remember. It's a bit hazy.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should ask. Do you still want to help us? Because if you don't have the drive against JD or anything, just go glance at the others.
Yeah, Mika was kind of cocking her head, going like, I mean, if you're content to like go grab a bite to eat and play some World of StarCraft or something,
Then
don't know
good
if
on
you're
ya.
really up to that.
I think you would find it would be Spyrocraft 3.
Spyrocraft World, the mobile game.
Yeah.
Would you like to pay 20 shekels to take a step?
That's I'm. What is this about this JD person?
We were going to talk about that, but I mean, at the moment, you might be better off not knowing.
Well, there's no not knowing about it. The guy that had that fucking thing stuck in her head that's fucked her up like this.
Do you recall how you got a big thing stuck in the back of your head? How did we meet, Zuri? Tell me a story.
You remember the chop shop?
Uh,
You remember the gang?
mhm.
You don't because I mean those things happened to you, but you don't remember JD, his name, or any of the conversations you've had about JD.
We were in a shop, weren't we?
Yeah, that's good. No, there were good times there. What did we do at that shop, Zuri?
We ran away because we were getting chopped.
Yeah, we did. We ran away. We ran away real good. Also, we lit it on fire. Do you like? Was there a pokey that happened like right around this general area? She says, gesturing to the back of your head.
I'm pretty sure you hit your head when you fell.
I remember like it like yeah it hurt when I remember falling and hitting the back of my head. Yeah.
No, there was a pokey, Zuri. You had a pokey in the back of your head, and it messed with your brain. Now we've unmessed it, but apparently it had some lingering, holes left by the unmessing, which is to be expected, and we're going to fill in those holes with hate and bitter vitriol. So the
Oh
person.
no! Look, it's not rocket surgery.
What?
This. I could have done a neater job.
I don't want hated vitriol.
Well, I mean, it would help for the parts that count. I suppose we could fill it with mild interest. Anyway, there was a guy named JD who was essentially responsible for the pokey that happened in the back of your head, and also the chopping, and a good part of the burning. Do you recall the burning?
Do you recall the burning and the
remember-
fleshscape?
Hmm.
I remember the burning and the
You also
building and
remember some of the box stuff, but only the funny parts.
Right, so most of those horrible things that you can recall are in some way related to this JD guy that you've forgotten about. And we are vaguely tasked right now with the handling of said person. Which,
And it's important that you have that hate and vitriol for him because, frankly, Zuri, we're going to kill him in cold blood.
Well, I mean,
if he
not
gets down on his
in a
knees and puts his
recorded
hands
role.
up and surrenders, he's still going to get a bullet in his head.
Which might have been your job, because it was something that you were pretty good at.
Yeah, do you remember sniping?
Do you remember shooting? No, you don't remember who you shot, do you?
I do remember.
You
Do you
can-
remember shooting that man?
I remember. I practiced a lot. You know, it was a hobby
Sometimes
of
I
mine.
just shoot at thin air. It's weird.
I remember shooting something. You'd think I'd shoot something and not just randomly. This is really strange.
All right. Well, I mean, we can work with this. I guess it's best to, it's probably best to get out of here. Let's find out if your bill's handled or if we're gonna have to run really fast.
Hi!
Hi. So
I
we're
heard you're
good.
fast runners.
No. Yeah. No, I can't even lie about that. I'm quick as shit.
That's great. Can I just have you sign here?
Is it a thing saying that I won't run?
Can you read it standing still?
Can you wiggle it around a little bit?
No.
Well, if you're not gonna work with me, then I'm not gonna work with you. Come on, folks.
I just like, here, let me see it real quick.
Are you gonna sign it?
It's like, yeah, sure, if you hand it to me.
Alright, she hands it to you.
I was lying. And I'm just gonna kind of wiggle it around in front of me. There you go.
what do we got here?
It's just acceptance of service, and basically her sign out papers for Missouri.
This looks fairly innocuous.
Um,
Mind if I take a look?
I'll kind of wiggle it in front of me.
I just reach out, gently put my hand around Amelia's wrist to slow it down, and then take the thing.
Alright, so then you take it. It is just her sign out papers that you're satisfied that your
Okay.
friend is in good enough condition.
No acceptance of a massive debt.
No. There is a acceptance that someone else is handling the debt. And it is a large set of figures. Because they have marked out, the use of machines and various things like that.
I see HSC still uses the American hospital billing system.
Correct.
Yes, we want you to
Five.
know every little thing.
500 credits for the light bulb.
Pretty much. Third-party ambulance systems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better-looking
Sign.
drivers.
You also notice there's a grief counseling charge on there.
Excuse me. This part. When did this happen?
Your friend
Amelia
seemed
just looked
to be
sheepish.
having your friend was having a little bit of upset about your other friend Don's surgery, and we had to call in a grief counselor.
Hey, Amelia, are you still grief-stricken?
I don't know what that means. And I'm
We're not
gonna-
satisfied
Gonna
with your
sign
service.
it and hand it over.
Also, we had to administer some medication to her because she was having some withdrawals.
They did do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Handing
Like,
it back.
I don't.
Signed.
Alright, so she will she will take it from you and say, okay, well, you guys are free to go. Please clear out at your earliest convenience. Your medical stay with us is not covered very long. And she makes a little waving gesture.
Okay. Are you good to move, Suri?
Consider getting a progenitus health care for your friend Dawn. It might be better.
Dawn, are you good to move, Dawn?
I guess so.
Do you feel any lighter?
You mean like in the head area?
Just in general, you know. I mean, the body is supposed to be cleansing for the soul.
Do you feel like you have to weight the world on your shoulders still?
No, not any particular way, but yeah, I'm feeling like I'm missing something, and memory and stuff. It's very disconcerting.
Well, I'm sure Amelia will hold your arm as we walk out.
I'm gonna actually give Zuri a really big, tight hug. And it's like, I'm glad you still remember me.
Do you remember together?
Do you know the way to San Jose?
Sure, you might be thinking you don't remember enough about this.
Yeah, Miko is assisting that misconception currently. There's various gesticulation being done with paws that doesn't actually translate to anything.
But you think it's very rude.
There's a moment of silence while staring at Miko. Then the hug is returned. I'm glad to.
Miko will walk by to the outside door, just going hint, hint, nod, nod, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more.
Is she a goer? Is she a goer?
Okay, we'll leave before we get charged more.
Yeah, they look like they're getting ready.
Outside, I will summon a cab.
Okay.
Outside, there's a doctor with with a clipboard, just like, charge him for the mice, extra for the lice, 2% for looking in the mirror twice.
Oh man, I love that song. All right, so yeah, the automated cab will come up and accept your party and charge you double for the ride, of course.
Why double?
No, they won't.
If anything, they should charge us less because we have few passengers now.
Yeah, we didn't bring in nearly as many people this time.
It's like 12 fewer people with us.
All right, so the cab rolls up and picks you guys up, and you guys can roll back to the Spiral Arm Hotel. Actually, you aren't saying. Yeah, you're saying Spiral Arm Hotels because that's where you had to move to. So you guys head back there.
Okay, on the way through the car thing, though, Miko is going to have a conversation, since the car is probably a better place to do it than the hotel. That maybe would regardless.
Hmm.
Are you gonna be done moving around soon, or?
Yeah, are you?
I
What
mean,
are
we're
you
getting
doing?
a lot of stuff over your mic.
It's a lot of clanging,
Oh, I'm sorry.
cutting, and all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff.
Sorry, I'm filling the stove with wood so we don't freeze. I will mute. I did not realize all that noise was coming through.
So Miko is gonna once everybody gets in, be like, okay, so there's a couple of things we sort of need to figure out here as we're kind of planning our next move. Mostly priorities and figuring out who's in and for how much. Since we have a new situation on our hands, she says, kind of looking over to Zuri and herself. She actually looks better than she has in some time. She's been a lot perkier ever since they went to the hospital. So she got back out. She's glowing again, and she's kind of pacing back and forth inside the cab since they're fairly roomy at this point. There's not much there to take up space, so she'll be walking back and forth to it. So to start with, I'm assuming the majority of the people in this vehicle are looking to stick in this specifically for JD's destruction. Is that correct?
Lana points at her with the finger guns.
And I'm assuming that Amelia will probably.
Yeah.
That goes right, and then she's gonna look over to Zuri and be like, "So how are you feeling on this particular front? Since you kind of lost chunks of it. I can attest that he's responsible for most of the bad stuff that's happened to you over the past week."
I'm
Thanks, happy girl. We're not going to force you.
I mean, if what you're telling is true, then yeah.
He may be a little disassociated. That comes down to question number 2 then. See, I've got a few forks in mind that of directions that we can go to, and depending on which one we go down, it opens up additional forks. So we can narrow down a couple by figuring out the overall scale that you're looking at. So if you're looking to embarrass JD or break his buildings or shut down his operation, there's all sorts of different ways that we can do it. But if all you're looking for is revenge, revenge only really deals in one currency, and that's lives exchanged. So who here is looking to trade themselves for the target?
Lola shrugs. I don't intend to get myself killed, but if it happens, it happens.
I am willing to do anything.
Well, are you
If
sure?
you do it,
Because that's question
yeah.
number 2. If you're willing to trade yourself, are you willing to trade other people?
I feel like I just lost a lot of people, and I don't think I want to lose more.
Lola is looking at the others as if like trying to gauge the response she should have. Not needlessly.
She's looking over at Amelia for a response too.
Amelia's just got kind of that like hard expression that she likes to wear.
I'm gonna
It's
need
like-
a real answer.
Like I like you quite a bit, so I'm gonna do you the kindness of being honest. There's not a whole lot that I'm not willing to give up for this.
As far as I see it, the people up here are willing to see the people down there die. The horrible monsters burned. They don't move against it.
Miko nods a little bit and says, "Okay, well, if the ultimate goal is just to see this person named JD destroyed, we can probably hit it up by the end of the week. If all you're trying to do is trade lives for another life, we can go hijack a battleship and shell it from sea. We can drop a airplane on his head. We can blow up a city block or drive around a car with half a city's
I was
worth of
actually
destruction
thinking
in it.
about that. Discrediting Gaia will be a big move, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, so this is option B, right? There's the revenge choice, which has a pretty good chance of succeeding as long as you're willing to put everything into it and you don't really care much about other casualties. But it's not really thorough. And she kind of like gestures with her paw a little bit. See, a person like JD is going to have things. He's going to have backups. He's going to have overseas partners. He's going to have other buildings and facilities and people to take over for him when he's gone. He might even have AIs programmed with his personality. You'll get rid of the person we know as JD, but I don't know that it will actually accomplish anything long term. So if that's okay with you, we can finish it in 3 days. But if you want to get something more thorough done...
I don't think you guys have been listening to me. I want to destroy him. Like, I want to destroy everything. I want to take everything away.
Well, that's the second option, right? This is the one that I'm a bit more interested in, but it takes more time and it's got more personal risk involved. Mostly, I don't really mean death risk, because again, that was the first question of whether or not you're willing to trade. It's more risk of failure. The more steps that we have, the more chances something can go wrong. But we kind of need to take those steps if we're going to be thorough about this.
I mean, realistically, I'm not sure what's the chance we have going up against an entire criminal empire of backup systems, and hey, where could his backups be, and what contacts does he have?
Well, not many if we started it immediately, but I think there's ways to kind of creep up to that. Basically, we need to do some research. See, I don't really much care about JD. I mean, honestly, he's just sort of another selfish person in a universe full of selfish persons. He's even pretty good at it. I can kind of respect that. But it's really that. It's that over there, she says, pointing out the window. That offends me. And I'm not really sure why, but I think I'm going to find out why if I keep kind of picking at it. So I want to start some method of getting in and see if we can track where its money is going, who its people are scurrying to, try to figure out the system, jump up and down on it a few times until things start coming out and looking for help, put the pressure on it so that we can see where he's drawing funds from and who he's talking to and what people pulling out. And then eventually, when it's ready, we can do something a bit more decisive against it. But until then, it's mostly going to be learning. And there's a few ways to go about that. It's just not going to lead to the immediate satisfaction of revenge, if you catch my drift. We're going to have to be a little quieter until we know exactly what it is we can hit.
Well, can't we do both? Not to such a big scale with the destruction and such.
She shrugs a little bit and says, in order to make this work properly, by the time JD can actually be killed, he needs to be useless. No one will want to touch him. We need to make sure that he is completely meaningless so that once he is destroyed, even if he has backups, they won't matter. No one will want to touch him. No one will want anything to do with his enterprise. If he gets to that point, you can go kill as many JDs as you want to, but really, if we succeed in what I'm trying to do, it's not going to matter if he's alive or not.
So we still want a little bit of discreditation there, right?
Probably quite a bit. I need to make him poisonous. By the time we're done here, nobody's going to want to touch anything to do with Geyer. It needs to be just something that is completely, not lookable.
Well, first thoughts, I've been thinking about this. Our time's going to be short on it, perhaps, but she's going to thumb through her backpack and put out the little odd grenade device. This here is supposed to fuck with transcendent stuff, make it go a lot higher. What do they call that stuff? The Q.
Mika will look at it and attempt to identify it.
Miko will try.
We'll try. What do you want the difficulty on this to be?
I'll say. What's the value on that? That's a weirding bomb, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look it up. Base it on the gear score. That's what I'm gonna do. Come on, pick me up. Oh, apparently that's not how you spell weirding.
Yeah. It's one of those IB4, oh wait, that rule never works.
Well, weirding is spelled W-I-R. This one's spelled differently. It's gear score 1, but I feel like it's a little weird. I'll say difficulty 1. We'll be fine.
Then
If it's gear score 1, we'll say okay.
We're good.
Okay.
So she will look at it and go, oh yeah, what did you want to do with the well
Yeah,
that might be interesting.
Progenitus forces have just moved out, right? Handed over control of that situation to Gaia.
She
And
flashes
they
a
fuck
little
up.
bit and spins around in several circles. That's delightful. I like it.
Think it's worth trying?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, so yeah, I think we're probably going to have to be a little bit more obvious about them not being able to handle stuff. But it's a good place to start. I mean, everybody needs a good tragedy on their first day of work, right?
Yeah, and hey, if it shakes their certainty of themselves a bit.
She nods and goes, okay. Well, I mean, that works for me. Oh, yeah. So, this thing, she points over to the bomb. You know all the horrible stuff that you saw inside of the. Oh yeah, Zara, do you remember the horrible stuff that you saw inside the hotel? Well, there was horrible stuff inside of the hotel. You remember the horrible stuff? She pats Amelia on the back.
Yeah, you remember the horrible stuff there.
Just yeah. It's like look squinty eyed. It's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for here? Suspiciously.
Yeah, she pats her on the back. Okay, well, I mean, so what you were witnessing there was a little bit of a breach in what we consider reality, and this will make that breach all that much bigger. You remember the horrible stuff down below, right?
It's like I don't want that to be bigger.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the same one, silly. It'd be a new one.
Well, I don't want a new one.
Now, I just had this talk with you about how many eggs we were going to break to build this omelet.
All right.
Mika shakes her head, going, we're going to have to chop up ham, too. It's going to be a delicious omelet, Amelia, but there are lots of ingredients.
So we gotta deal with weird tentacles and
No, we don't. They
monsters.
do. We're just going to drop it and run. I might giggle.
Oh. Okay, never mind. I like this.
See, I knew you were on board.
I smile real big.
Okay, so, Zuri, I mean, this is kind of it. You found yourself at a junction, an impasse, a fork in the. There's lots of metaphors and stuff that I can attach to it, but basically, there could be a good life waiting for you out there. I mean, there could. I kind of just walked away from one. Look, I got a neat job that I could go like make people and stuff. But I'm doing a lot of soul searching lately, and I'm kind of figuring out that the size of my own box is kind of like where I decide to put the walls. I'm spreading the walls out, Suri. I'm spreading the walls. But anyway, your walls can be significantly smaller if you want to.
My walls are a tent.
that you can have cozy walls if you want to, like a little room for you and a little voice in your head that you call Jimmy or something cute, and like play video games or something. If you want to do that, we can just drop you off, and you can get out of this while you're ahead.
Well, I mean, thank you for the offer, for being so honest and everything. But I'm really unsure about things right now. And I don't think I want to be on my own with that. Also,
Okay.
there was something up here I ran away from, and I don't think it would be a good idea to be on my own here right now.
Okay, as long as you understand not being on your own means terrorist activities, or at least being
Well, yeah,
Party,
there's
party.
that is one thing. You were just talking about a lot of collateral damage, and I'm gonna be honest, that's not okay.
So, like, where do we drop you off?
What really?
Well, I mean, I can't have you turning us in or something like that just because we might knock over a building. Because we might knock over a building. We've knocked over several buildings. I don't know if you remember that, but, like, your body
I
count's
remember
already
that.
pretty high.
I remember the building, but there were, like, nasty people in there.
Yeah, but they were good people, too. I don't
No.
believe that just because
No,
they have a
there
little
weren't.
spiral thing on. Stop you colored person here. I mean that, and like your personality is colored in one direction versus the other. They had families and kids and vacations. They probably went off and taught their kids how to dissect small critters and stuff. It was a bonding experience.
Probably not.
All right. Well,
I'm,
the point
I'm
is,
just giving Miko a look of Jesus Christ.
It's like, look,
I'm just saying, I don't know how big this what's it called, Gaia Corporation is, but they must be pretty big, and there must be a lot of, like, 100% innocent people working for them, but the way you're talking is you're gonna kill them all.
Hey, sorry, there are innocent people down there. I ain't talking about the spirals. I was talking about our lot. I was talking about the reclaimers. I was talking about people that just live down there. You know what Gaia did?
unaffiliated civilians, they burn.
They
Yeah.
torched them all. They went through there with fire and fury and made sure nobody survived. And the people up here are okay with that.
Anybody who were working for Gaia wasn't just okay for it. They signed the people.
And not even just the Gaia people up here. This was on the news. This is propaganda. They finally dealt with the little fiendish robbers down there. Do you see any movements in the streets? Any marches to protest against that?
Not here, not right now.
they're okay with being guilty by association by not doing anything. So, are you going to be okay with being guilty by association, not doing anything to stop us?
Out of character, I just want to say I find it funny because the IRPF actually was doing a march, but
Yeah, but that was for their
Well,
own
the
employment.
IRPF did the march against getting fired.
Yeah.
They do a march against the fire. don't they?
IRPF doesn't really care about
That is completely unrelated.
They were actually doing a march, though. That's all I'm saying.
But I asked about a specific kind of march.
I know.
It wasn't like a these guys did wrong march. It was a we could have done this better march.
That was our
Let's have
job.
Flamethrowers. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't know.
Well, it's up to you. This is the way the train's going. If you want off, we ain't we don't begrudge you. But we'd appreciate having you along. I'm pretty sure. She looks at the others.
Like, I'll tell you what. If you hang with us, you don't have to do any of that stuff.
Well, wait, I hadn't agreed to this. I don't want dead
Like,
weight.
I'll do it. I'll do it for her, so you can just take care of it. It's
You
precise.
can't hack things. I'm counting on these skills, but you still don't remember how to do that, right?
That is a good question, Sammy.
You don't have access to the better hacker. I'll say that.
Do I at least remember that I can't do that? That I have all this
You can
additional
remember-
hardware in my head?
Yes, you remember that you have the additional hardware, but you don't have the bonuses for that anymore.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah, okay.
that's gone.
Yeah.
And you can't just go, Alejandro, take me away.
I'm sure if she's rusty, we can get her a Neuroplex. Hey, we should get Neuroplexes.
We probably should, that is correct, but also this is an important skill and requires specific hardware that she has. I'm not, we're not going to have her along as a liability situation. She's in it or not.
Like, well, I'm sure you're cool with helping us do precise stuff against Geyer itself, right? You're just worried about blowing up that hospital we were just in or something.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Sam, and yeah, we're not gonna do any of that, right? And I'm just kind of nudging Mika.
I was exactly thinking of doing that.
What you were describing just a few minutes ago was basically nuking the city from orbit.
Well, I
won't be
mean,
the whole
just
city,
like a portion
likely.
of the city.
Yeah.
The one you'd have to figure out relative location. It isn't necessary to expend that much energy.
And hey, that area is already a bit cordoned off. They probably have people out there. It won't be that.
It's one of the
damaging.
older parts of town. They were going to build it up again later.
Also,
One-
we never
one-
were going
one
to do
condition.
that.
One condition I would like to make: no weapons of mass destruction.
Look, that was never on the table. That was just an option, and we all chose the other option.
Which
I
was
wouldn't really know
crash
what
a
to get.
ship into it.
That was just an option. We're looking at the other one right now. Miko shakes her head and says, I'm not really sure where we'd get one anyway. But the point is, that's not really something that's required for this plan anyway. That was more the plan of removing a single body and being out by the end of the week. This is going to rely a bit more on reliving specific bodies and possibly digital barriers and, occasionally a derelict hotel. Or something that the public kind of wants to be around. I mean, it sort of depends on how dramatic we need to be on it. I'm not going to promise that we're not going to destroy a city block, but I won't do it needlessly.
Everything will have a purpose.
I feel like I gotta stay just to keep you people in line.
Miko's going to
That's
look over
risky
toward
business,
the door.
Suri.
Look over toward the door. Look toward Zuri. Look toward the door. Look toward Zuri.
No, I'm gonna stay.
All right. Well, maybe you'll get the old, the blood. I don't really have a word for it.
The bloodlust.
Sure.
No, she was never the bloodlusty type.
She was the lusty type.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's what?
I guess she doesn't remember that. Don't worry, it'll come back.
I don't remember that either.
Shh. She just doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay. I accept that without question.
Suspicious look towards Amelia.
So strangely enough, their vehicle has finally gotten its way to the hotel.
I was like, don't look at me suspiciously. I'm not making the claim.
Hey, so how do we want to do this dropping of the grenade thing?
Well, I figure we want to do it sneakily, right?
Or at least very quickly.
Maybe we should try and pick up a O&R suit for one of us.
Is there going to be that kind of time?
we-
I was tempted to just kind of run over there and drop it off.
You think you can do it without being spotted by the massive amount of cameras?
Maybe if somebody could handle the cameras.
Looking at Zuri.
I suddenly have the feeling that I shouldn't say anything here because I'm probably gonna have to do this on my own now. But I have an ONR suit, yes.
So there are two ways you can do this. You can either stay here and try to handle the cameras, and thus spare yourself the effort of having to drop the bomb yourself, or, I guess, you can wear your fancy ONR suit and go drop the bomb yourself. Also, I hope you run away from it quickly.
I'll set the timer so you don't have to technically push the trigger.
Just make sure you give her plenty of time. I mean, don't worry about that part. Give her 5 minutes, guys. It's great.
Okay.
That wasn't an okay question. Which one did you pick?
It's an A or B, sir.
It is in fact a very much not okay question. I agree. No, it's
Oh my
okay.
God,
I'll do
still
it.
didn't
I'll
get
do
an
it.
answer.
I mean, if you want,
What will
I could
you do,
squeeze in
though?
your
That's
suit.
the question.
I'll drop your stupid bomb.
Hey, if you want, I can put your ONR suit pretty close to the same.
It's true. It'd probably fit Amelia. Might be a bit loose.
Are you calling me fat?
I'm calling you taller and, yeah. I don't think you can call a cog fat.
Well, some of them are, wider chassis.
They're just big bones.
Wow.
Just bigger build.
All right. So is Zuri immediately just taking off to go do this?
I don't know what's the plan.
You have to deliver this here grenade to ground zero of the Transcendent event, and then leave.
Or at least within 100 feet of it.
Or you need to.
That part of the plan I'm clear on. I mean, like timing and everything. Are we gonna do this right now, or are we gonna wait until tomorrow? What?
It kind of requires like immediate action because we don't know how long it's gonna last.
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah.
I guess probably best bets is for us to drive back to our hotel, because I wouldn't be surprised if there are eyes on us already. Get out, get in. Zuri puts on a suit and goes Sumi Sumi. It's only a few blocks.
Zuri points out of the window. We are here.
So we are.
Yeah,
It's a very good
I just
cue.
opened the door.
So we'll head inside. As we're getting in and stuff, Zuri, you sure that you want to do it yourself, or? I mean, because I'll take it there. You just gotta cover me.
I would like some help. I don't want this all to, rest on my shoulders.
There isn't much help we can provide if it's you delivering with the suit.
The more people that come, the greater chance of discovery. This is kind of a solo operation.
The only help situation would be you supporting somebody else.
No, it's okay. Take care of everything.
Since you're just fresh out of surgery.
Yeah, I mean, he just had brain surgery. I'm sure this is fine.
Well, if they did a good job, she ought to be good about it.
Also, I think coercing Serene to doing this was a whole lot more evil than the actual act somehow.
It's like, really, if you have a problem with this, I can do it. I mean,
No. This is a chance for her to prove her loyalty to the cause.
I mean, if Mia does put on your suit and do it yourself, you can provide extra cover with the cameras, but you do move awfully fast, so you could be in and out.
go away.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, I'm already on my way. Jeez.
Sorry, I'm talking to my cat.
I said I'd do it. You don't have to push me.
I'm sorry, I'm talking to my cat.
I know.
She is the other cat.
Oh, she's your cat.
Aww. Well, no.
Alright. So, Zuri, you're stealthing out there?
As
Alright.
Zuri leaves, Miko's gonna mouth over to Lada. You know, this might actually work out. If she gets caught, we can just claim it was a side effect of the lobotomy.
Well, there's a backup
it's
plan if
already
she gets
a
caught.
lobotomy what they did to me. Oh, nice.
Let's hope she doesn't know.
Alright. So, Zuri, you're on your way in. I believe we're gonna have to do some stealth rolls.
Probably, yeah.
Because even though you're in a stealth suit, it still makes a blur, I think. So people could notice it.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me see if it gives you any extra bonuses. You have a fully upgraded one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it won't pick you up for EM or anything like that. It also means you can't receive any signals once you're in it. So, you won't be able to, because it's got the blackout curtains and everything, I think, right? Blackout curtains not a thing anymore for
Recheck
that.
the actual entry on it, because that did get reworked a little while back, and I just don't know.
Yeah.
So just
The
look
stealth
at it.
suite is what you need for it to have the EM signal cloak, dead zone projector, scattering unit, and cut gloves.
Don't think it has that. The thing I have written down that it has the chameleon thingy.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if it had they used to have blackout curtains, so it made it like EM whatever thing. But the dead zone projector is still something you probably don't want to use just because it makes a dead zone by generating tons of noise. So you don't want that.
So it should be right just with the chameleon.
Yeah, just the chameleon. Basically, it's going to provide you a little bit extra cover while you're stealthing. But I will say, because of what you're using circumstantially, we'll do this at difficulty 1 for stealth checks. I'd like 3.
Okay.
Because you're basically going across town like this, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, where's my character sheet? There. Body exert, right?
Yep, body exert.
Okay, difficulty 1. So that's 1 d8 plus 1d10 plus I have a 2 in stealth and I have a boon. So I would like to succeed on a 10, please.
Alright, please and thank you.
Oh, this is starting.
Yeah, that's right. Suri rolls.
This is starting out
That's
great.
so mean.
Oh, roll 20. Roll 20. Why you do it?
Reroll a d10.
Yeah.
Reroll the d10 and a hope. For an 8? Or a 7?
Jeez,
Oh.
Louise.
There comes a point when it's not coincidence anymore.
Maybe I should just roll a new character.
Oh,
Yes, Sev, I have to ask again, why does your game hate my lionesses?
I'm not. Do you roll like this in D&D games, or the one that you run, or?
What's your normal luck like? Because this campaign is vicious to you.
I mean, okay, hey, I don't want to claim anything here, but I do have a bit of a history of rolling badly in role-playing games, yes.
Maybe this far out, she's only going to get spotted by civilians?
It was the first
Yeah.
roll.
It's the first roll, and basically what's gonna happen is you notice everyone on the street is looking at you. And they're all
Yeah.
like, "What the hell is with that weird blur?" And people are taking out their toggles and starting to videotape it.
It's still not
Blur.
identification, so maybe we should let this roll go.
And then the blur's like shoulders slump and it just walk away kicking a can.
All right, go
Iris
duck
is
into
supposed
an
to be
alley. Try again.
Selfie.
Get check. It's good time now. Come on.
Right, second one. We believe
Second.
in you, Tygon.
Second
Come on.
one,
We believe in you.
I don't believe you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You feeling good about it now?
All right, so you have a bit of a panic attack, Zuri. You realize people see you, so what you do is Zuri go fast. So you start going really fast, like the wind, to just lose everybody, and you slow down.
That blur is now a
slide
blur.
up yeah, the blur became even more of a blur, and then you slide up the side of a building, and no one seems to be looking at you anymore. There's just that was just the wind, right? And you're overlooking the site. You can see the little kind of like hodgepodge tent city with the Progenitus staff and the Progenitus security guards that are milling around out there, tending to their wounded that are being pulled out. And the building is kind of looming there every once in a while, like a weird kind of black miasma in the windows, little lightning effects inside.
But I thought it was Gaia who would at this place now.
They were going to take it over when it gets relinquished.
Oh. But what wasn't the plan that we do it when they were there, so they look incompetent?
This is probably what you're thinking right now.
Okay,
Okay.
but that's definitely still Progenitus troops there.
There's still Progenitus troops there. This is merely like 2 hours from the time you guys were interviewed at site by the Progenitus. setup.
I'm going back to the hotel.
Wait, 2 hours?
Yeah, it's only been like 2 hours. They went in and did Zuri surgery, and you guys came back out. It's the same day.
Oh, I'm going back.
Alright,
This
you're going back.
is not the plan.
This is not the plan. Yep. Alright. Are you stealthing back?
You could just call us. You don't have that EM cloak on.
Yeah, you don't have the EM cloak on. You could call.
Oh, right. Well, there. Yeah, okay. I'll call.
Deet, 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 deet.
Tell me
I'll
that's
answer.
not Zuri.
Hello? I'm putting her up on speaker.
Hey,
It's Zuri.
I told you not to tell me that.
So far, nobody has. Just like, hey, there.
It's still Progenitus down there.
What?
I thought Guy was. I could have sworn they said we were already moving in. Ah.
Well,
Down
hang
there.
on. Call Sparky up. Oh, sorry, Sparky was the name of your dead friend. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't who I meant.
Oh.
I meant the new not your dead friend. Amelia's dead.
Yeah.
I meant the guy that was our new Cal. I'll call him. Hang on, we'll put him
Sparky
up
was the
on
one that got burned up.
over here. Hi. I will. She calls the other guy.
Alright. Now, what you folks want?
Wasn't there some talk of Geyer taking over this hotel situation?
They're wanting to. They're supposed to be doing it in the next day or so here if my folks can't get it under control.
Can your folks not get it under control quicker?
Is that a challenge? Because we are doing the very best that we can.
No, I need you
No,
to do
I mean-
worse.
We are doing everything.
It's request.
I was, like,
We need
leaning
them
over
to
his shoulder.
leave so that Geyer can come in and promptly fail.
Oh, you're up to something then, huh?
Like 3-4 feet at the shoulders.
Really? I didn't know you had that kind of girth.
Wait, who's making which joke? Listen, the point is, we're trying to set Geyer up for a fall, and you're in the way.
This is awful strange behavior. I thought you were working for me.
Oh,
And we are.
we are. So get to it.
Like we
We're
are.
taking initiative.
Like make a big public deal. Like we're saying, make a big deal about. Oh, you guys think you can do it better? I mean, we've got it under control. But if you can do it so much better, come on in. And then we.
I'll talk to my men. And he hangs up.
He just wanted to have the
Okay,
last
sorry.
word. Sorry, get a hot dog. Oh wait, you're wearing a gimp suit. Why don't you just hang
Yeah,
out over
just
there
hang
for a little
out.
while, or come back?
Moment you see Progenesis forces out and
Also,
Gaia forces in, go through with it.
I need to remind you, I'm cock. We don't eat.
You guys eat.
There's eat enough.
No, we don't.
Don't call it drinking. That just sounds lewd. Be like, I'm gonna go out drinking all night long. Wouldn't be good.
Just having a meal. It's eating. Just call it eating. It's like soup.
Stop trying to like isolate yourself so much. We like you. Anyway,
Is like alcohol fear or something? Because I've been drinking a lot of it. Things work.
Meanwhile, Amelia has opened up the honor bar and drank half of it.
okay, I'm gonna need you to put that back. Just throw it right back into the bottle. I have a solution for you. I will just go. I will take care of it as soon as we get Zuri situated here. Zuri, when you see
Yes.
Geyer forces taking over, then it's time to execute the first plan.
You want me to come hang out
Okay.
with you while you wait?
No, Amelia. That would break the plan.
It's a violation of the first plan.
There is a knock on your guys' door.
Oh shit! Scatter!
I pull my pistol.
Oh wait a minute. No wait.
I will
No.
motion Amelia up behind the way the door opens. The
Yeah,
classic
that's right.
movie, hide behind the door, and I will go open it.
There is the most adorable little golden retriever vector boy. He's probably like 17. He's got the biggest eyes.
I want to pet him.
And he's doing that thing where he's like the ears are slightly back because he's being kind of sweet and meek and cautious because he's never been here before. And he's holding out a box. I have a package for you.
What is he doing in this neighborhood?
Oh, hi there. Package from who?
I don't know. It was an anonymous delivery. They paid a lot of money for us to bring it across town.
I was kind of like pointing my gun at the door, and I just like.
Ah! He gets scared and he
No,
starts running back out.
she's on the other side of the door.
I'm
He
on the
can't see
opposite
her.
side of the
Oh.
door.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm like pointing at the door and just kind of running my finger up and down, like sad.
Okay, Lola's gonna take perhaps a bomb because it's already here. And she'll tip him a bunch of creds because I think that's what you still do here.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You run along now. Have a good day.
He kind of gives a shy little look and he like wiggles his knees. He goes, wait, there's something I'm supposed to do.
This is when the gun comes out.
He takes out his toggle and he hits like a tone. And me. And he goes, I'm not really good at this.
Singing telegram?
Fuck you guys!
Ah,
I was like, oh, it's from Stefan.
lot of smiles. Pats the boy on the shoulder, gives him another 5 creds, and sends him on his way.
Alright, he heads out.
Okay, I think it's from Stefan, so maybe still a bomb, but less certain.
She opens the top, it blows up. Campaign ends.
Top
Episode
explodes.
13, go.
Yeah.
I
Yep,
love
that's
that.
and now it's only Zuri that's alive. Okay.
Solve the problem of party direction.
Yeah. Now they all have to be lawful good like Zuri. Alright. So if you open up the package, it's got a fanciful little basket in it, and it is full of oranges.
Aww.
There is
Why
another-
oranges? She says holding them up.
There is a little note in there that says Sacred Heart, and that's it.
Any of you know what this means?
I think it was the name of a hospital.
Do you think he got a job?
Or was it the hotel?
You're at the Spiral Arms.
No, the original hotel.
No, the original hotel was not called that.
Okay,
It also says FU on the back.
fair enough.
I think he got a job at a hospital.
Well, maybe. Hey, computer, what's Sacred Heart mean?
Sacred Heart is the.
Hang on,
original
filter out any
Senate-
song references, pop culture references, games, etc. Just look for locations.
No items found.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure it means something. Gonna toss an orange to Meania and Miko.
Well, maybe I can find out later. Oh, so yeah, additional plans, right? I kind of got this other one I'm scheming about, because I got a lot of scheming going on right now. I'm doing a lot of scheming. So it seems to me that if the idea is to overall just sort of disrupt JD's operations, then figure out where he goes when he has to go to ground a little bit, then we're going to need maybe multiple sources of discourse. And since none of us are really trained in the whole bringing down a corporation thing, I mean, we've dropped a couple buildings before, but you know, not so systematically. I was thinking maybe it would be good to go recruiting. Like maybe we should find somebody who's actually good at this.
I suppose so.
Zuri, while you're sitting up there over the next 15 or 20 minutes, you see the Progenitus guys start packing up. You can tell there's a lot of infighting and arguing about this because this is their turf.
They
This
don't
is
understand
their
why they're
home.
being moved out.
They're actually very upset why they're being moved out. There's a lot of it. And you actually see several news crews are coming in and filming them backing out. It is actually become quite a deal for them. It is about then you start seeing the Geyer guys going in, and they're very pomp and circumstance. They're talking a lot to the cameras, you know. If you end up opening up any of the feeds, you know, they're basically saying, you know, they're thankful that, you know, the Progenitus security has come to its senses and is trusting them with, you know, the due diligence of the situation, and that they're very excited to do everything they can for the neighborhood, and they start kind of canvassing everything off, and you see the last of the Progenitus guys start loading up into their trucks, and there are just news vehicles everywhere, just little probes and everything. Lots of people. They're taking some of the news reporters in while they're doing their big spooky, scary adventures.
Well, this is both good and bad.
Well, are they still calling it a gas leak? Because, like, how spooky scary would it be?
Well, they're showing that you know that clearly this gas leak was too dangerous, right? So that they're going in and handling it. as a mislabeled
I like to think
thing.
that the guys are actually air quoting the gas leak.
Yeah, they're air quoting this gas leak, and they're like,
Because I was gonna like bring in the reporters. Look at the invisible gas. Spooky.
No, there is actually like this big reveal going on because Geyer isn't going to let the populace think it's just a gas leak. This is going into the whole. There's a lot of anger you can tell with the people leaving the scene because they had to lie to the population, and Geyer doesn't apparently. Geyer doesn't play by those rules. So yeah, you can see them kind of going in, and they're going in to show Progenitus residents how they handle this weird terrorism from down below that clearly has taken this building. They have a big propaganda thing going right now on the news. So anybody tuning in.
Wow, what a delicious stage.
Yeah. Okay, so this thing has like a, what did you say, 100 feet range?
How long of a timer did you set on that bomb?
She didn't. She lied. Because even without this delay, she has no idea how long it needed to be.
Okay.
Light and
So
get
I
away.
need to get up at the very least right up to the building, right?
100 feet?
Pro- Probably even better if I got inside.
You can weirdy up the wally.
Truey.
Just make sure you don't make an oopsie whoopsie little fucky worky.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Fight Pookie
I'm
Pookie,
gonna
get
give them like
sicky.
like a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna.
Then it looks like they're actually getting set up.
Yep. Looks like they're setting up. They've got their various devices out. They're talking to the camera crews. They seem like they're having a grand old time.
So perfect time to mess everything up.
You will need to give me another 2 stealth checks. You're going to be going past a lot of people with a lot of equipment.
I figured.
And
as
I
much.
mean that, and the fact there are camera crews now.
Yeah.
And there are also the actual Geyer guys who are actively looking for anything.
I was gonna ask, hey, maybe I was thinking maybe I can hack some stuff, but that would be a lot of stuff to hack. So, what's the difficulty on this?
I'm gonna say difficulty 2.
This cello just piped in from nowhere, and I thought my phone was vibrating.
The cog felines get to simplify and stuff.
Yeah.
Right, I had forgotten about that.
Nice.
I have a simplify on.
I think I do, or I think they do. Let me check.
And it doesn't say anything that cogs don't get their family abilities.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
So
Roll
and
them
let's see.
dice.
So difficulty 1 for you.
Mhm.
Yay!
Oh,
Good enough.
even with the rolls.
You can see that it's like trying to sabotage you still.
Yeah. That one wheel that just keeps trying to wiggle free.
Right.
Yeah,
That's one.
Just one. I need another one. You're nearly at the base of the building now. You're right in the thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Scariest roll.
Woo!
Hey.
All right. So you're able to go up the side of the building if you want.
Yes, I would like to.
All right. You're on up the side of the building. Inside there is things going on in there. There are dark shapes moving around. They're thumping. There's furniture being thrown. There's noises. There are bodies hanging out of broken windows and just a strangeness, like the feeling of something trying to grasp at you that's not quite there. Kind of permeates the area.
Set the timer, put it on the windowsill, run.
Yeah, that was my thought. Just
All right.
activate the thing and throw it in one of the broken windows.
All right. Does the setting of timers on these things require any rolls, or is it just 2? Right.
No, it's just a
Hey,
mode.
I-
Although I don't
I-
think there is a timer mode. There is a remote detonation mode, which is even
I-
better.
well, that'll do.
I was told there was a timer set. I'm just pressing a button and throwing it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I was. Told
Oh
there was-
yeah!
I've killed Zuri.
How fast are you, Zuri?
All right. So you're hitting the button and you're throwing it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely the instant detonation because the remote is take the detonator from it.
Yeah. All right, so you hit the thing, throw it in, and the world shudders. For some reason, Miko, you're suddenly nauseous,
I'm not.
and
Is this the DM has to make up what happens when the cure bloom in this area goes up by like 15 steps?
how many steps does it go up?
It's actually roll. I think it's 2d10.
It-
All right,
it-
we're going-
I'm looking at it. It says D10.
It's d10.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, would you roll it for me, Zuri? Because it's
Oh
already,
no! Don't have 0 do it. It's gonna be a 1. Nobody's gonna
Make sure you
notice.
spend your focus on
No.
this roll if it's a 1.
No, I would like Zuri to roll it, please. So
Because the
roll-
cure bloom in this area is already above 4, right?
Yes, it is.
That's
Oh,
pretty good.
shit.
That's pretty good.
Oh, okay. We have at least the 10.
What happens at Q 10s me?
When it goes above 6, if anything's activated, you roll on the catastrophe chart and you add the excess of the 6. So you would be adding 4 to a roll on the transcendent catastrophe chart.
All right, so let's go to the transcendent catastrophe chart. I gotta find
It's the
it.
one that has that extremely attractive character next to it.
I don't think I remember.
No,
any.
I'm pretty sure you'll notice it when you see it.
So surely this is actually above 10 because 4 would still be normalcy, right?
Yeah, 6 is where it caps.
So this scene has to already be above 4.
No, I mean if it's a manifestation, it could still be below it.
That's true.
It's not cascading. This would be what pushes it above the limit. So this is going to be D10 plus 4. Pretty sure. Let me check it real quick.
Or whatever you had set. It should totally be at a 6 already. That'd be funny.
Well, it gets really bad when you start pushing it above 10. Because if it's above the die roll, then like the bad happens.
We only want some bad.
That's what we're aiming for, right?
It's the bad.
So you're saying that the bad could happen. All right, it's a D10 plus 4.
Well, it's a D10 plus whatever was over the 6th level to begin with.
Yeah,
So-
we don't know what a kill bloom was, so
It's right here.
you know.
Catastrophe. Character attempts to channeling and fails with the difficulty is 6. The guide rolls a D10 on the transcendent catastrophe fail and adds the key level the radiant was attempting to channel at. So whatever is going to come out of this in excess of 6, basically.
All right, well, it's technically been in terrain warp mode for a while, so I'm gonna assume it's like a 5.
Sorry, is that
Okay,
5?
so you're going to say it's a 5. So you're going to add 5 to whatever your D10 roll is, which is
I'm
pretty
just gonna roll
spooky.
D10 plus 5, and we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Mm.
All right, 8.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, God.
Now,
Oh,
this
no.
is written
what
from the
does
point
it
of view of
manifest
somebody
into?
attempting to manifest, so it's not quite the same when you're throwing the grenade. But if you were attempting to manifest at that level, you would become a transcendent entity and generate 3 other ones near you.
The bad
So
transcendent entity. the big
basically,
ones.
yeah, you would they'd probably just open new portals in there, I would suspect. Like a whole bunch of new
With
things just
worse
showed
things.
up.
Which actually probably just makes it worse because then more stuff happens.
Yeah. At the end of combat or the scene, other manifestations take you with them, and you exit this existence. Now, this again is from the point of view of somebody trying to channel, not the grenade. But yeah, a whole lot of new people may have just arrived in there.
Scary people.
Man, how am I gonna do that?
Uncle Toby.
Quick, while Sammy's deciding, run away.
You should be fleeing rapidly, by the way.
Uncle Tankard and his friends have arrived.
That was the idea. After the throw.
basically what's
Get
going to
out of
happen.
there.
All right, so you threw it at the building.
Can we
And-
drop it by one?
So what happens is the vertically on the building, and it shudders and twists underneath your wheels. The entire side of it turns into kind of a shimmering skin, and the whole building starts to twist and move. It starts to draw out its own limbs, and it's kind of like, you know how like the Pokemon the monk has the weird like mouth that's like all like together. The building is now doing that. They're screaming people inside as this thing is starting to form into a transcendent entity.
Nice.
Who you gonna
And
call?
Zuri, you are on it.
I would like to be not on it anymore.
It is starting to move, and it seems to be interested in anything and everything around it. As it does so, more creatures start to pop into existence around it. They're screaming all over the place. The camera crews are going all over the place. Give me some stealth rolls, because you're going to try and get away from this thing before it notices you.
It's a difficulty.
Why do I?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be difficulty 3, because I don't think that your stuff works that good against transcendent creatures. But you'll be at difficulty 2 because you're simplify. So
So I'm wondering if it's even worth it. Just haul ass. What's your movement in a single round?
I mean that was the plan.
It's worth trying.
I mean, sure, give it a shot, I suppose. But
it's just whether or not the thing
Yeah.
wants to chase the flashy thing that was on it that's running away.
Yeah, it does.
You might, yeah.
oh dear.
All right, so you take off running, and you are vaguely aware of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man chasing after you.
So I know we didn't necessarily say this to you, but it would be awfully kind of the party if you did not flee in our direction.
Yeah, I'm watching this on the news, trying to contact Suri, like, only getting Eldritch screaming through the lines right now.
It's like opening up the phone on the other side. It's oi on a
It is
squancy.
strangely reminiscent of a dream you had recently, Zuri, as this unnaturally large creature starts snaking its massive arms out, trying to swat at you. It's moving very quickly because it's very big, so its gait is huge.
So since Zuri has like specific experience avoiding something like this, I think she gets a bonus, right?
As long as Zuri continues moving, Zuri can stay ahead of it.
I
It's
will not.
very fast.
I given the choice, I will not stop or even slow down.
All right, but I have to ask Zuri, where are you going?
But I'm gonna say basically random, because once I reach the ground, just straight away from the thing, not
All
really
right.
paying attention which direction I'm going.
All right,
Find someplace small.
you are within 2 blocks of where the party is, so it matters. But I'll roll percentile. We'll see which direction you go. Okay?
Okay.
What's up? I'm about to ruin this for everybody.
Is it Giant Peanuts time?
No,
Is it Stay Puft Marshmallow?
better.
Man?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
The
basically
fuck?
basically what's going on. I mean, that is entirely what's going on right now.
How did you have an image this perfect?
I'm Google searching.
By the way,
Okay.
there is continued screaming, because this building is also just slamming into other buildings as it goes and crashing through and just taking people out. It is mass murder fest going down the street behind you, Zuri. You're basically just blazing past people, and they are
Lead it
going
towards
down.
Gaia.
We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
All right, so we're gonna say 1 is north, 2 is south, or 2 is two will be east, 3 will be south, 4 will be west. The party is currently west, so hope for not a 4, guys. Hi!
Wow.
Oh, darn it.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
So
Technically not my fault.
there
Samuel.
is a thing that we haven't been bringing up, but technically, over the course of the past several sessions, we should have been able to earn favor, which would allow us to request a diary roll that even we didn't make. So, Sam, do you think over the past 4 sessions we have earned a
nothing
single
to earn
reroll
favor.
that might save?
Oh, okay, let's run.
No,
Looking at newsfeed. Does that seem
yeah, you
us
guys will have
direction?
a moment. You will have a moment where you see that it's coming in your vague direction, and also the fact that there is going to be loud thudding that is getting closer.
Is she running toward us? Didn't
Oh,
we
God.
get the sacrificial part of it out of her brain? She's still trying to kill us all.
Right, grabbing out my backpack and already running out the door.
Oh, I don't know if
Oh,
I
yeah,
left
but
anything
might
in
enough
your
to do the
hand.
same.
Do I want to keep my suit? I mean, I think I can make it a lot more stylish than it was.
There's a call from down the hall. Make her run!
Oh, okay.
She's like, I'll buy you a new suit. Just let's go.
You don't have money.
All right, so what we are gonna do is we're gonna roll initiative.
Why
Sounds
are
like,
we
I
all?
don't have a map for the building monster chase scene
No,
prepared.
we're not. We're here's
I don't
the
want to be in combat with a building.
Well, welcome
you
to
go.
our world.
Building hungry.
Me. This is the second time this has happened to me and Lana.
Allie, stop finding appropriated. It's not okay.
This is not a thing that I
Oh,
really
that's
like.
disturbing.
Building for is really big on the internet, apparently.
Apparently, building for is huge. Okay, so
Ah,
Building
huge.
coming for you.
all right, so I'm rolling the initiative for the building. It's coming in at a 7.
Wow, it's pretty good.
Give me
Right.
just a second.
Okay, I don't think I'm actually going to need readiness for a shooting, so I might
You might not. Yeah.
I might dump it all into my inits.
Do we have to spend readiness before we roll?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the boost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right. I have 2 readiness. That's so much.
Ah, crap.
Cool.
Oh no, Allie.
I am spending.
Zuri, you're actually okay on this because you're established to be moving at such a pace that you're kind of out of its way. This is basically, do they have time to get out of the path? This is what this is. This is the check.
Amelia's on her feet.
Amelia's on her feet.
Amelia's pretty speedy. She's an athletic little thing.
All right.
That's Rinceman in this situation.
All right. Well, I am going to say usually what I rule is the whenever there's a tie, it's based on the bonus who goes first, and they didn't have a bonus, so
Woo!
you managed to barely scrape by. Be thankful.
I'm just in the panicky situation of it.
You're
right
in the
behind me.
panicky, but basically you guys go running out of the building, and I'm assuming you guys do the smart thing and run to the side.
Nope, going right toward it.
Prometheus. That's Prometheus it.
Also, I mean, this is a bit of an aside, but like, you would think, oh, yeah, everyone watches the movie, surely you would not, run away from the rolling object. I
Instinct.
do occasionally, pilot forklifts at work, and I will tell you, since we do it on the floor, that people will walk directly away from a forklift coming at them as opposed to sideways. Like all the
Yeah.
time. All the
Can we
fucking
roll
time
for
they do that.
instinct?
Yeah, you know what? Roll for evolve. Let's see if you run away from it, or if you run
Right.
away.
High, I'm going away. Low, I'm going to the side.
All right,
I go to the side.
all right. So you're going to the side. All right.
Don't I have
Anybody
to
else
roll
wanna
that also?
You may if you wish. Otherwise, I will accept if you believe your character would have control to not do that. If you would just follow Lada or not. I will point out you'd probably be ahead of Lada on the game of running though.
I think that I don't know. I think it's more interesting to roll. So shit.
Oh, low. Wait, well
That's high.
That's high.
That's high because you rolled a d20, yeah. So yeah, you're running in front of it, like it's an oncoming storm. Which unfortunately, I don't think your movement's very high.
It is. Where are you, movement? Seriously though, where's my movement? Shit, where is my
The
boost?
status on the left side of the sheet, front page.
There it is, 5.
So
yeah, there's no way.
No, there's a system for this as far as like, because it might be more appropriate as opposed to hexes and stuff for figuring out your actual speed in a full-out sprint. Let me find it really quick. For some reason, this closed. Here we go. It is.
Go bother John.
I was thinking comedians running away from it and sees Suri running along beside.
Well, she can't see 'cause she's stealth.
Ah,
But there's a
Like, oh
whoosh.
no, it
running
shot a
alongside.
blur at me.
Here we go.
Go away.
I'm trying.
Cat is so butter. I keep shooing him and he's super irritated about it.
see, we're just creating opportunities to test new parts of the system we haven't yet done.
Here we go. Extended labor. Moving. Okay, running. Running is equal to the number of hexes you can move in a single combat turn in miles per hour. For instance, if your character has a movement score of 4 and can manage 12 hexes movement in a full turn of combat, they can maintain a run of 12 miles an hour as hard labor. A full-on exhausting sprint, one meant to be done extremely quickly, is double that score and can be considered extreme labor, so you can keep it up for like a minute.
That's probably the one we're going for, right?
Yeah, I would think so. So what is your
I will-
full turn of movement? Probably 15 hexes, unless you've got
Yeah,
a special
if-
thing. Yeah. So
If
you
I
can
can
go
use all.
you can go 30 miles an hour for like a minute or two.
I will point out, Zuri is all out running from this, and it is just keeping pace with Zuri.
None of us can outrun Suri at full thing.
I can.
No.
Oh, Miko maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Which is-
but-
Which is why I'm gonna say I'm gonna need a dodge save difficulty 2 from Amelia because she's in front.
Is Miko going to the side or is she going in front?
well, I'm kind of just seeing if I need to like go save from Amelia.
Well, it
My
will
plan
be
was to run
happening at
across.
about the same time, so
Yeah.
really you need to just do it.
So that's my body exert against 2. Am I
believe
correct
so.
on that?
For
No, you're done. Yeah, the dodge save is body exert, and you're adding probably a 1. What's your evasion?
Yeah, this is +1.
Yeah, the difficulty is
Yeah,
whatever
but
Sam
it's-
calls it.
yeah, it says it's difficulty 2.
Two,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's against 2. So
Yeah, so I have a 14.
Ah,
all right, 14. All right, so you managed to just stay just ahead as a massive, like almost concrete, like silvery scaling foot with just like way too many toes comes down right behind you, and there's a crash of this fake concrete that buckles underneath of it, and you feel like your legs kind of go down a bit as it just whoop, and its next leg soars over you and continues going forward as it overtakes you in the path. Miko, were you going?
she was gonna try to. I mean, everybody else rolled for it. I might as well roll for it too. Fuck it.
All right. Yeah. All right. High or low?
I'll say high. I'm running forward, and low. I'm running sideways.
All right. Let's see how it goes.
Oh,
Woo!
I passed up
Oh,
Amelia. This
hi.
is the good plan. She was chasing me.
All right.
This is D20s for high and low rolls.
I don't know. Well, I mean, you could use a D10. It's the same.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
You could use a D8. Anyway, so just give me the same dodge save difficulty 2.
Well, could I outpace it? Because she can go like.
Can you outpace Zuri? Because she is. It is.
I think so.
matching her
Zuri,
speed.
how far do you move in a turn?
Like maximum, like 3 movements.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has cheetah speed, I think. So.
In armor, 15.
I am 20, 30, 40, 44 in a turn.
Okay.
What?
Well,
Cheetah speed
Holy
plus techniques. The reason it's full turn is so
Oh.
that you can use your combat ticks to increase your top speed.
Oh,
So
gee-
I've got
Jesus.
wind sprint, which is an additional turn of movement if I do 3 moves in a turn. So she's at 40 with cheetah speed.
Wow.
So she's got a top
Nice.
speed of like 80, 82 or something for a couple
All right,
minutes.
so Miko is suddenly on like a rocket in front, which it's like wavering between Miko and Zuri now for who it's chasing, because there's bright color dog and there is shimmery thing that it can see anyway.
I'm leaving a fucking trail. This is a good time.
Miko is a light cycle.
All right, so it's continuing to chase Zuri as Zuri continues by.
Now the thing is, I have to roll for exhaustion, whereas I don't think Zuri needs to. So,
Two. Yeah.
extreme labor is 1 difficulty for every minute kept up. She's just going to try to get to a point that she can turn in an alleyway that she thinks is small enough that it won't be able to follow.
It's chasing Zuri.
Okay.
It didn't have you're way so fast. It's chasing Zuri. It caught light of her. It saw you go blinding light past, but I'm not sure if it has the same reasoning to go prettier.
Okay, so it's
It is a
past
transcendent
me
creature.
and it's past me in the
Amelie.
media.
Yep, and it is continuing forward. Behind you guys, you hear clack, 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 and these weird pearlescent shelled creatures with multiple eye stalks and
Oh no, the crab people.
these long spear-like appendages come forward. And when I say eye stalks, I don't mean 2. I mean they have like 80.
Behold,
From every side of their body, and they're just looking around, and they're kind of stabbing into the ground, and then they're following after the hulking creature.
would like to stealth.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth.
I think that's probably a prudent measure. Difficulty 2, I guess.
Mhm.
Or is it up because these are transcendent fuckeries? Or
I
suppose that would just up their perceive, wouldn't it?
they'll just have to up their perceive.
On account of the 80 eyes.
Yeah, they kind of have some vision.
Oh, 2d8 plus nothing. No.
Oh, okay.
Lot of like ducks behind a pole that is nowhere near large enough.
All right, but yeah, they seem to be kind of marching forward. Each one of them is about 10 to 12 feet tall. And they seem kind of just very long and kind of just pulling themselves along. There's about 3 of them, and there is just destruction behind. There's about 3 buildings you can easily see that have been mowed down from the bulk of this creature just going through it.
This plan was a success.
All right,
Bit too successful.
Zuri, you are still running into the public center at a blind path. You go past one of the major railways because they have space rail trains, and you will hear the crash of the train as the building impacts it.
Man,
Well,
seriously, way more
certainly
bloodthirsty than I
was
thought.
Quite collateral damage.
Mika's gonna just start making emergency calls when she realizes that it hasn't stopped her. Just, Geyer's really screwed this up. Hangs up, makes another one. Oh man, Geyer screwed the pooch big time on this one. The giant building that Geyer enraged. Makes post on Twitter. Geyer definitely fouled this one up. Progenitus doing fine.
Unfortunately, nobody's following Nico on Twitter.
Oh, it's true. Nico takes a moment to sulk over her lack of social networking and then realizes she gives no fucks. But
Hey, just use the right hashtag. I'm pretty sure
Oh, God.
building alive is trending right now.
Okay, I'm gonna do something risky. I want to backtrack to where the building was.
All right, you can start getting back that way, but I want to deal with one thing, Zuri.
Hmm?
This thing is ever chasing. You need to find a way to shake it, but it goes as fast as you do. So you're gonna need to find a way to lose it via stealth and sneak.
no,
Can
Zuri,
you
turn
run
around, charge it, show you're not afraid.
Do you want to try to dive through some buildings and try to like break its line of sight to hide?
Go through a
Yes.
mall, Blues Brothers style.
I will say this is going to be a difficulty 3 stealth check.
My first instinct was going underground, but that didn't work out well last time. So
I just love that all the product placement in that movie consisted of breaking the stores.
Wait, did you start doing the quantum leap thing?
I have a boon that's barely enough.
That's barely enough? Okay, so as you slink up against a hospital building.
No!
The Sacred Heart.
The creature seems to suddenly be confused. It starts slamming around. You can hear buildings getting crushed, screaming going on. There's gunfire from various people.
You can hear a distant
roar.
voice in the distance going, "Fuck you guys!"
You hear this roar of an angry creature, of this unnatural creature, and then it's joined by the howl of several more, and you hear more screaming, and the gunfire ends. There is this heavy sounds of thud, 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 but it seems to be moving away.
Hey, well, good news.
A person in a gray hoodie holds out a cigarette to you, and he goes, "What the fuck was that?"
Yay!
I have no idea at all.
Oh, that's some fucking shit. At least they left, eh?
Yeah. So no, thanks. I don't smoke.
Oh, okay. More for me. You alright?
I honestly, I don't think so. This was not what I expected to do today.
Oh. Okay, that's a weird idea then. Alright, back to Amelia and I guess I would be Amelia and Lotta. Amelia, you will kind of see Lotta start running back in the direction that the building had come from.
I'm gonna run after her.
All right, there is
It's like older authority figure that I kind of latch onto sometimes.
there are bodies everywhere, mostly crushed.
Perfect.
And lashed out. There is a black pool that has spread from the point of the building.
Ooh.
That is occasionally arcing blue lightning.
I am looking specifically for a dead female Gaia officer.
That is not one. There are actually several, and they are stricken, and their skin is actually, well, actually it wouldn't be their skin. Never mind. These are all vectors, so they don't have skin that you can see. It's all furred or whatever.
Okay.
I was like, you're very confused. The vectors.
I was thinking if this is a humanoid character, they would be like completely drained white. And they'd have like a blackness going through their veins.
All I can think of right now.
The fur's all gone white.
Have you seen
Yeah.
her skin?
Right.
What did this Giga drain?
God damn it!
I'm using my toggle case to
Who's that
look up
Pokemon?
a major news number.
All right.
Just any, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you look up a number. You can check one out.
Yep, and I'm grabbing a toggle case from one of the dead vectors.
All right.
Want to check for the name?
It is locked. You need to put in their password.
No. Fingerprints, remember, the future of security.
That's facial ID. Do they still have a face?
I would like to try and find one to unlock with the body.
Okay, you can
Morbidly.
find one. Unlock it with the body. You have to take their gloves off.
Yep. And then I'm going to, once I've got their name,
Mhm.
I'm going to call up the news station on their toggle.
All right. The lines are very busy. They are taking recorded messages.
Recorded message. That's perfect. What's the name? I need a name.
You're gonna come up with it because you dragged random body out.
Okay. Jeez.
Boss Skaggs.
Oh god. Okay, top of my head is apparently very bad. Whatever.
Her name's Tiffany.
Tiffany. Okay. This is Tiffany Diamond of Gaia Security. We shouldn't have meddled. We shouldn't have tried to contain it. We shouldn't have tried.
We should have
We
listened.
messed up. We
I
messed
am
up really
playing
bad.
God.
Please don't let my last words be in vain. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then I'm gonna break the toggle.
Okay.
Right. Don't want to go too overboard in the trying to claim it's our fault, but a little bit of a nudge.
All right. So.
But then I want to get away from the scene.
Okay.
Hey,
We should've
are there
listened.
any of those news guys around?
Probably dead.
Most of them are dead or have fled the scene in their vehicles. So.
I think most of the focus is probably on the giant building rampage.
Yeah, there is a giant building rampage, which is amazing because as it continues on, you see basically Go-Go Power Rangers as a series of heavy armored suits combined together.
ASR coming to save the day.
This is the sort of
ASR is coming in to lend in their help because, as I remember, canonically we have established that the Color Rangers exist. As I remember from a certain test of some certain armor that we tested.
rampaging buildings is the sort of thing that might make news in other areas. I mean,
Yes. Yeah, this is
Man.
actually more of a global Mars thing right now.
Does that building look kind of like a man in a rubber suit to you?
man, the special effects get cornier every year.
But this is a wide scale trauma that is happening to the city. The weird black miasma arcs out blue lightning a few times, and Amelia, it's like something's looking at you. And
Lotta?
while you're standing there, you see a blackened silhouette that looks vaguely familiar reach out from inside.
I'm gonna back away.
And for the briefest moment, you think,
So you're cutting out a lot.
Huh?
You're cutting out a
she's
lot.
coming through clear to me.
Oh, okay, she's cutting out on my end then.
okay, so where did it cut out for you, Z?
Just go ahead. I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna change our server just in case it helps me.
Yeah, don't you drop that.
Alright, there we go.
Well, I mean, it kind of matters because you're recording. So,
Oh, yeah.
basically, Amelia, this form starts to. There's a form in the black miasma pool with the blue lightning, and it starts to pull itself out. You can feel something looking at you, and it looks vaguely vectorish. There's something kind of familiar about its misshapen mass, and for a brief moment, it's when the lightning arcs, you think you see Stoddle reaching out for you. Great Gatsby's ghost.
Hey, Allie, please be paying attention to me.
Is this happening while I'm busy with my thing or after?
It basically right now you are smashing the phone, and that is where that is at right now. So you can do the slow turnover to.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Amelia.
glance up.
I think Amelia is just kind of like slowly starting to reach back.
Okay, quick think. I'm grabbing my repulsor grenade and throwing it between the two of them.
Okay. I think I'll do a roll to hit for that.
Yep. Actually, I should ask, what is the distance between me and Amelia?
I'm probably gonna say about 20 feet.
So, and the distance between her and it?
It's gonna be about 5-10.
Yeah, repulsor
So-
grenade is gonna reach before I can run there. So,
Yeah.
Okay, but that's within easy reach. Oh no. Pete, what page are those rules on?
I was just looking at them. Hang on. There we
Throwing.
go. You are at was 7 hexes, right? 20 feet. That's
Yeah.
like 21 feet. So difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Okay. So, target 10 with the boon.
Mhm.
Do.
Remember, you spent your readiness earlier.
Yep. Oh no!
Madre de Dios.
Alright, so I think it scatters, right?
It does.
Alright, so roll
How much
scatter.
did I push it towards it?
Can I give him a readiness?
I'm afraid.
Oh,
not.
actually, I think my surgery allows me to reroll stuff. I've got in combat readiness.
Oh, that's right.
Out
Yeah.
of the two.
That
Oh,
might
yeah.
be shooting attacks. Check the
Oh,
dueling.
yeah, let me check it.
I
Subconscious.
think it just says ranged attacks.
Which technically throwing isn't.
Yeah, throws
Oh.
throws not a ranged attack.
It isn't? I
No.
thought it was.
No, throwing is just an action.
Oh.
Yep, so I cannot use it on that. I'm assuming I'm still trying to. Oh, that's right, the formatting's been changed. I was confused. It's like, what section of the book is this? Okay, there we go. And it's specifically damage anyway, so yep.
Alright,
So scatter.
I want the
would do.
scatter to happen now, please.
I don't. Can we have a vague little representation of where they are into each other?
Sure, we'll just say
Use my token for the monster if you want.
I'm using that, so
Okay.
let's see. We'll do that, okay? Alright,
Okay.
we'll say how many hexes we
There would be a hex between them, right?
I thought she said
Yeah,
that there were
well-
like 5 hexes between them. Wasn't
No,
it?
Well, she
I
said
was saying like 5 feet.
7 feet or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a hex or 2 between them.
Yeah, we'll say like right there.
Okay, so I would target here. Roll D8. Is right. I think
It's D6.
Good.
D6.
D6. Right, 5.
It's this one.
Okay, that might still work. Let's see the range. What's the range?
D6 again.
D6. Oh, hey!
Yeah, lands right there.
Alright, so it lands right there.
That's
Alright.
about as good as can be hoped.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright.
Repulsor. So,
I want to say it's
Oh.
D10 hexes that it gets checked out. It just gets pushed away.
man, my control F is not finding things today.
I really should have the book open. Excellent.
You should when we're playing the game. That would be helpful.
I've got it right here.
Okay.
D8.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Alright, so she goes 6 hexes back. Alright.
Radius to repulsion blast. All characters in the radius must make an endurance save difficulty equal to half the push range. So in this case, 3.
Difficulty 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wittingly failed it.
No, you'll get pushed regardless. It's just
Ah.
if you become prone afterward.
Oh, okay.
Alright, difficult. Do your test there, Amelia.
Okay, so that's difficulty 3
Mm-hmm.
against body exert, and what is my doodly do?
I think it's 2 for you because you had a
Is it
bonus.
endure?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
endure.
Okay, it's +3.
Okay.
Nice.
So I need, let's see, difficulty 3. So that is a 11.
Not quite.
Not enough.
It just means you get knocked over too.
So you get knocked way back this way, and then you're knocked on your ass. The creature in the pool slowly turns and looks over at Lotta. Its face kind of melts. The jaw stretches out, making those long kind of lesion-y openings, and its face twists. And for a brief moment, it looks like the weird Nega Miko again. And it opens its mouth to scream, and then just totally liquefies back into the pool.
Right. Lotta stares at the pool for a second, and then she's rushing over to Amelia and dragging her up. Come, we're going.
It's like, okay.
Sorry about that, kid, but
Amelia's just like got a finger in one of your ear, like,
Mop,
okay,
mop, mop.
Mop, 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 mop. All right. Over the next hour, a
Dear
massive
diary.
over the next hour, a massive citywide battle happens versus the building.
It makes some of the
Um,
greatest
it-
television ever seen.
It is a major media field day. It crashes through and destroys so many buildings. and
Cloverfield
so many
Tower has
things
gone
go
wild.
down. The devastation is actually pretty massive. There are estimated
Sorry.
the estimated loss of life is actually very high because this was it's a heavily populated area, and Amelia and Lotta, as it kind of ends up, you guys are probably outside, kind of watching everything. You can see that the building suddenly just winks out of existence. Those who are watching it on cameras or whatever, there's really a lot of distortion when they try to film it, but you can see that the creatures seem to gather together and almost hug, and then the building and its little friends disappear, and the blue lightning and the weird dark miasma portal back where the building had originally come from seeps away. And Miko, that weird sick feeling in your stomach's gone.
Oh, good.
Comms open up. Is everybody alive?
I may never have been truly alive before this day.
Zuri, you there?
I gotta go back in. Take care of yourself, I guess. And your little buddy pats you on the shoulder and goes back inside.
Yeah, Zori's not really paying attention. There's more horrified.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah, and regarding answer, it takes a while, but eventually there's just a text from Zori that says yes.
Okay, Zuri's alive.
Are you alive?
Lola pats herself over. Yeah.
I wanna pet
Yeah,
you.
I think my heart is about to explode, but yeah.
Well, can you calm it down? Because we already used our hospital bill for the day. And they're gonna be really crowded.
Shall we meet up somewhere?
Did our building survive it?
Your guys' building got clipped, but it did not actually go through it completely.
House is still good.
Yeah.
Probably looks like. I mean, what kind of people hang out in a hotel that was nearly destroyed?
I will
After running
point
away
out
from
that
monster.
the power seems to be flickering all over the place right now. It's like there's issues.
Let's go as far away from the destruction as we can. Let's find a nice place to eat. Yeah.
I don't know who's still open, but sure. I mean, that seems good.
So this had a path of destruction for town. Would like to head for a bit that isn't path of destruction.
Alright, so you will head in a different direction. So you will head east.
Yep.
The way Zuri didn't run. And yeah. It seems there's a lot of looky lures on this side of town, and there are lots of, you can see as you come through here, a lot of landing sites have ASR ships and things like that are in the area. They brought a bunch of active armor suits and things like that for first response. There is actually a full-on TTI response team here as well.
Oh,
Like, full on one, not just guys.
knights.
Yeah.
Knights.
Yeah,
You
and
guys
they're
are gonna kind of look at this whole thing and go, I wasn't really expecting quite this extravagant a situation, but it's gonna be kind of interesting to see how this unfolds. I don't know if we can really afford to be gone through most of this. Like, as far as kicking the hill and seeing where all the people scatter to, this is about as big a kick as you can make. We should probably pay
Yeah.
attention to what he does.
I just want a cup of tea.
Miko's like, but thanks.
Okay. How do we go about this, Miko?
Well, I mean, I had kind of planned on setting up something a bit more structured, but we're improvising it now. Shit, I don't know. Did it hit the Geyer building?
It did not hit the Geyer building, not the main one anyway. It did hit one of the warehouses.
Why didn't she lead it to the Gaia building?
Why didn't she run in a direction that would have been great? Oh, I know, because she was in a panic.
Well, this is a pretty decent direction. I mean, it got the job done.
It's like, hey, leave her alone. There's a fucking building came after her.
Can we put in a call to your IRPF contacts and see if they have any way of monitoring any kind of traffic in and out of Geyer right now?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Amelia, do you want to call Suri again? Make sure she's okay.
How do I
How do I do it? I'm just like holding my toggle up.
I will just lean over and like press the buttons for her, and then like press that when you're ready.
I hit the button.
Bring, bring.
Banana phone.
I like how I'm always the ringtone for everybody.
It rings for almost a minute before Zuri answers.
It's okay, Amelia doesn't know how to turn off the ringing, so it's just gonna keep going.
Is it supposed to be doing this?
Is this what it does? Is this what Zuri sounds like when she's on a toggle? Is this Zuri? Hello?
Is this some kind of cog thing?
She just keeps ringing at me. Like, am I supposed to time them? Every once in a while, I just see her get angry, go, bring! Back at it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm asking too many questions, and don't hug me, I'm scared.
Alright, Zuri, you have a phone call.
Yeah, that like I said, it takes a while, but eventually she will answer.
Like, hey, you okay?
No.
Well, before
Where you
you
at?
say anything, it wasn't a weapon of mass destruction.
Where are you?
We're going to like a diner.
Victory pancakes!
We're getting waffles. You want to come? Get in the car, loser.
I think we're gonna go get waffles. I feel like I really want waffles right now. I've never had them before, but it just feels like the kind of situation that they're good for.
Is everybody okay?
I feel like we earned waffles.
Well, most of the people we know are okay.
Yeah, everybody's fine.
Except for
Okay,
anybody who's native to the city.
Can you just send me the address?
think we
Lotta
both know we
or
can't.
Nico will tell you how.
I'm just like, hey, how do I send her the address?
Okay. Yeah, if you say goodbye and hang up, we'll send a text.
Yeah, I guess they're telling me I gotta hang up, and then we'll text it to you.
Okay.
Alright.
I like to think they're still on the line with each other. Awkward. No one knows how to hang up. and say goodbye.
Amelia doesn't know how to hang up. And Zuri's too rude to hang up first, so there's a standoff happening. Alright. Eventually, one of them hangs up.
I'm gonna say eventually Zuri remembers that Amelia probably doesn't know how to.
It's like the phone is in Amelia's pocket.
You're just hearing. as she moves around.
Yeah. All that stuff's going on. All right. So yeah, you can text the address over.
I'll go ahead and do that.
All right. What are you doing?
I'm
you
texting the address. Yeah.
All right. So you text the address over, and you guys can all meet up at the all-night Waffle Hut. That it's actually really sparsely populated. Apparently, a lot of people evacuated town earlier because that was like the smart plan. So there's actually just kind of an automated system running the Waffle House right now.
Sweet.
Waffle discounts.
Waffles, please.
So you can go up to the little service droids, and they will.
It's not a Waffle House; it's a Waffle Home.
They will do that.
The intercorporate house of waffles.
So, picking at the waffles. Plan success, I guess.
Miko is nodding vigorously, and then she kind of tilts her head a little bit, and then she shakes her head a little bit, and then she nods back in the side and goes, it was a little bigger than I'd kind of hoped for, but it's going to stir things up. I just really wish we had a better way to monitor it.
Well, we were pressed for time.
There might be another way to spin this. I mean, as big as this was, we could just try to steer an anti-TTI propaganda through the city audit, just in general, and they might kick Gaia out on their own.
I don't know if it's going to amount to much, but I did pick up one of the Gaia security guards' toggles and make a last panicked, guilty call to a news station.
I hope that actually accomplishes.
It's not going to be much, but
something.
maybe a little hint of doubt on them.
I suspect that at this point, they're probably just going to look for the most likely cause of the situation, which is probably TTI. And if that extends some negativity toward Geyer, at least they'll have to cover their asses a little bit.
Hell, TTI might come down on their own corp. What did you do?
Maybe. I'd like to watch that too.
Yeah, to be a fly on that wall, that'd be nice.
As a note, I'm just gonna say, and when Zuri arrives, she's not saying anything, just basically going in and sitting down.
We're gonna give her a wave if she comes in. Well done, Zuri. Good job.
I will give her a glass of syrup.
You need some sugar.
She'll drink that, yeah.
Lala looks physically ill at this site.
That's not the strangest things Cogs drink.
Yeah, but this is the one she can relate to.
Yeah.
It's like, oil? Yeah, they drink oil. That's weird, but whatever. Syrup? I know what that's like.
Those kids get that syrup in there, and there's just no stopping them.
Yep.
The first thing she will eventually say is, "I killed so many people."
Nah, you didn't kill anybody.
Yes, I did.
Well, I mean, there were the ones down below.
I did that. I caused that.
No.
Amelia
Like,
is gonna.
if anything, the guilt's on... Well, me.
Amelia's gonna sit down and put her arm around Zuri.
Yep. She's just gonna lean against Amelia.
Just gonna like pat her arm.
Pat, 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 pat. So you killed part of a city. Pat, pat.
Chin up, girl. It's probably not the worst we're gonna have to do.
Just like, hey, look at it this way.
Like
Nothing like this ever happened before Geyer showed up.
I don't see how it could get any worse.
Ah, your imagination's so limited.
Wait till you see what we do next.
Oh, if it helps, think of it as retribution for the lives lost down below. Donna says. Pretty sure that's going to help.
That's not how. Never mind.
It's like, it's all right. It's cool. You didn't do anything wrong. That was an accident.
Miko, your toggle's gonna ring.
We're sorry. Our facility has
He's
been
not going to
destroyed.
be happy with us, I don't think.
She's gonna look at the caller ID.
It is the Pretty Princess Corp.
I was gonna say our facility was destroyed. I'm afraid your job has been closed. Huh? Oh, it's these guys. Huh? Should I answer it? I guess I'll answer
Sure.
it. Hello.
There is an adorable looking creature looking back at you wearing a little business suit and
Aw.
has like the biggest feathered
Oh,
ears
it's
ever.
Sammy's new OC.
And yeah, that's my new OC. Biggest red eyes, but she looks. It looks like it's trying very hard to look stern. But
Business numbers.
That only
Miko?
makes it cuter.
Not Miko.
yes, is this Miss Miko?
It's just Miko.
Ah, good. Listen, we've had some staffing issues recently. I'm going to need you to come in immediately. We have a couple orders that need to get done on fast.
Who's
I
ordering blips
cannot-
right now?
These are special orders. We need to
Huh.
get them in and out the door immediately. We've got some very expensive hardware going into them. So, how good are you with a Mako machine?
Awful.
She quirks a brow and goes,
Awfully good. It's been a stressful day.
okay, well, this is a very important custom order. They have requested some very high-end equipment. Are you good with these implants? And it's a list of very expensive and very not blip-like implants are going to come up for your screen.
This would not be the sort of thing that any kind of scrutable installer would be familiar with. But yeah, I mean, if that's what you mean.
Good. I'm going to need you here in about 4 hours.
I'm gonna
need
need a
you
whole lot of money in
dressed
4
and
hours.
ready. I believe payment will be arranged.
Okay.
We need to get this done. We need to get this out of the way. There's too much heat in the city right now, and we're moving. Will you be relocating with us?
I guess it kind of depends on what the check is and how well I do with this. I'll see you in 4 hours. Or, I mean, I'll be eaten by a building.
Yes, please don't follow the same path of your predecessors.
They got eaten by a building?
I believe 4 of them were killed walking home.
Do you still have a building?
Oh, yes, of course.
Is there a chance that it'll eat me?
Only if you do a very bad job on your check.
Hmm.
I'll see you soon. And she hangs up.
Sorry to Miko. That was not cool.
Huh. Well,
So what are they asking for? Blips?
Well, I mean, they still want me to hire it. She's got a weird list of implants here, though. What was in
Also,
it?
this is my adorable new character that is
That I know Sam
Yeah.
desperately wants to use.
I desperately need to use this as an NPC, guys. So yeah, pretty.
However, I must say that, like, if
Yeah.
there isn't anything in this call that screams this is going to get me closer to Geyer, she's going to ignore the fuck out of it. So, is
Well,
there...
So they're asking for what? Military?
what is in this list that was provided?
There are transcendent implants. There are like new blood. There is going to be one of them is going to be a request for a full-on set of intellomorphic flesh.
She's gonna look at. Oh, this is all sorts of stuff that they weren't talking about doing during the seminar. Look at this. This is TTI
Just
equipment.
gonna
This is
lean over
ASR
it.
equipment. This is
Um,
really. This is really. I don't actually know if I can work with this.
This is actually they actually have some void breath and stuff like that listed as
I
well.
don't know if this is good though. I mean, this is
Who do you
what we
reckon put in
needed.
this order? JD, maybe?
I mean, it could be. It's somebody
wait.
who's wanting an awful lot of TTI technology. I didn't even know these guys were associated with that.
Hey, is there any chance he's building a hit squad to come after us?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of chance of that. But he already
So
had
you
one.
could potentially be building the things that we may have to fight?
Well, I mean, if we do that, I'm gonna make him cuter.
And also maybe less deadly to us. Or hey, do these things have like control routines or anything?
No, not typically. I mean, they can.
Could they?
Some.
Maybe that we could
Possibly.
use.
Yeah. I mean, I could totally abuse some equipment. I did that before. Well, I mean, I think I did that before. I could do it again.
I think it's worth a shot. I mean, if anything, we just steer them, even though they're not JDs.
I suppose. I just sort of, I thought that I'm just having some identity issues.
So,
What's up, pretty?
And I lost my suit.
I'll
Oh,
get you another suit.
we'll get you a better suit.
It was a good suit.
You'll have a
What happened
great
to your
suit.
suit?
She abandoned it in the hotel, which technically is mostly intact.
Yeah.
Go back and
And
see
the
if the
hotel's
suit is still
mostly
there.
intact. You guys didn't even check to see if your room is okay.
Well, they want me to come in right now, and I'm not really. Okay.
They want you to come in 4 hours.
I guess I better go get washed up. Do you think plumbing still exists?
Should we go back and check?
I'm gonna finish my waffles.
Yeah, finish your waffles.
She takes your waffles.
Yum, yum,
Do you
yum,
want
yum.
waffles to go?
Yeah. Should start looking slumpy again.
Waffle robot, more waffles to go.
Eating waffles and just kind of hugging Zuri, and just like, yeah, like around her, like got an arm around her, just like, you feeling any better? You want some waffles?
Pushing waffles up against the mouth. Eat the waffles, they'll make you feel good.
They're real good. I just found out waffles are real good.
I
They have
can't
these like
eat.
little like gaps in them that holds the sticky tasty.
It's thank you, Amelia, but I don't eat.
Oh,
Drinks like a fish, though.
Gonna like mumble around a
Shut up,
mouthful of
Nico.
waffle. Can Cox get a surgery for that? Because it's real good.
what if we like made a smoothie?
Waffle smoothie?
Oh no!
It's very thick.
Oh, wait a minute. Miko looks down and pulls something out of her
You'd be
like harness that she was getting. Hang on, I got you, Amelia. I got you something to help with like just your substance abuse issues and stuff because you were having some trouble with it. I found it.
I don't know what that means, but what do you got?
Here, just smell this.
I'll smell it.
There you go.
What is it?
Cocaine. I'll be back later.
What?
I found it on some guy that got stepped on by a building.
Flower. Okay.
Oh my!
She's like, I'm sure there's more where that came from, Sing Songy. I gotta get ready for work. I
Okay.
can't guarantee
Don't
I'm
go
not
back to
gonna
the
kill my
building.
boss.
I would like to do something. I would like to try and see if I can find anything online about who might have been ordering a ton of blips.
Okay. I think that would be a perceive roll. Mind perceive. I'll say difficulty 3.
Okay.
Pretty Princess Edition, Series 3, Gacha system. Less illegal this time.
With a little star next to it, with a little asterisk at the bottom that says "just as illegal this time."
Please don't report us.
Give me just a moment. Okay, so difficulty 3 you said, so
Mhm.
should be that, and just checking if anything changed about perceived checks since the last time I rolled one.
Don't think so. Most of those have been stable for a while.
And add your exert score, right?
Yeah.
So should be that.
Nice.
See, some of your dice are on point. You just had to hold a whole city sausage.
All right. You do a lot of searching on who might be ordering blips. There are several wealthy families in the area that have been talking on the news about having new children commissioned in the image of various icons of days gone by.
Oh, I don't want to ask if Aaron's house got squished.
Aaron's house totally got squished.
I'm not talking about such things.
Sam, yeah, we're not discussing this. Just
No.
let us live in ignorance.
I'd like to point out at least one person in the party doesn't even remember Aaron right now, so they're fine. They don't have to think about it. What you should really be worrying about is Deidre and her baby and all those kids from down below.
That's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
We're not gonna. They are. What's great is they're gonna get transferred to the Sacred Heart Hospital, wherein a certain blip is going to treat them all.
Kids.
I do
Remember Uncle Stefan?
Hey, kids.
Yeah, but you basically find there are several well-to-do, very rich families that are in the market for children right now.
Okay.
And that's what you can find openly on the internet there.
Can I look for not open things?
Would it be on the internet? I think.
Oh, okay, fair.
Because I don't think that the really dark backwater dealings would be something you can use a search engine on.
You
No,
probably need to
no.
actually go for an information broker.
Yeah,
So who can get into their?
yeah,
Now, if we can get into their private server,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, if you could get into the Pretty Princess's private server, you could try to find out who's ordering the kids.
If only we knew somebody who is expected to be there in 4 hours.
Yeah. Speaking of which, as you guys head back to the hotel room, having feasted on your waffles, you will find that there is a massive footprint going through the rooms directly to the west of you. But your room is still okay.
Yay.
I was going to scratch her head.
You
Think we
guys,
can get a refund?
there is flickering lights, and the water's working kind of. There's a lot of self-repairing going on from the building and a lot of automated staff, but it sounds like a lot of people have just evacuated town right now. The news is continuing to talk about the 500 confirmed dead. Many more missing.
Meanwhile, Lola's just tapping on the building's smart screen, trying to get it to work, going, can get refund, detect damage.
I'm willing to bet that building Rampage is not on anyone's insurance.
And that is where we will end for the night. Good job, guys.
We did it.
we did it so good.
Thank you very much, Sammy.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That was
I talked about wanting to avoid collateral damage and cost.
To be fair,
It was going to happen no matter what you did.
you guys threw a Q bomb into an already horrible situation.
I was just hoping for a whisper event, to be honest.
Wow.
Actually, in
I mean,
terms of overall lives lost, I don't know that would have been worse, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it would actually be more contained.
You
I actually
did send Godzilla through the city. So.
Yeah, it was Godzilla. Yeah. I just thought it just made more sense. I'm like, no, as far as it's concerned, the building did it, and the building technically resonates out of the transcendent plane, right?
It was an old building, a building with many memories of rage, of people trashing hotel rooms.
Of things that they soiled,
Yep,
all the stuff.
building revenge.
my goodness.
Still blaming myself.
We won't stop you.
Well, thanks for game, guys. I put down the 15 XP. You guys are getting no money tonight.
Well, then I'm looting those nearby rooms. That's what I'm doing.
You guys are getting no money tonight.
Do I get my reef?
You guys instead got the factory. You got her medical shit done.
Oh, I wasn't invested in that. Right, 15 each.
Also, I can't, in good conscience, have the nice Progenitus security guy give you guys money for what you did tonight.
Which
Yeah,
is
I
why
don't
I'm gonna
think he's gonna be
loot
happy
those
with us.
nearby rooms.
On the bright side, he may have died.
We can hope.
That wouldn't necessarily be the bright side, correct?
I like to think he's sitting there going, I want to contact them, I want to kill them, I want to yell at them, but I cannot have anything to do with this.
You know, there's going to be like a huge investigation into why they pulled out now.
Well, Geyer was pressuring them.
Yeah.
Geyer was pressuring them super hard to let them in there.
And they saw the error of their ways.
They did.
Yeah, and they're just like, fine, if that's the way the world is turning.
And then guys, I can see this pooch, it's screw.
Wrong button.
That is what I have.
I would have cute golden retriever delivery boy, mate.
Oh, I hope he didn't get hurt. He was, from way up north, though.
We can live in hope.
Live in hope.
I mean, if he did get killed, I'm willing to accept this as a... it's an acceptable loss. I mean, I didn't...
Well, remember you, golden retriever delivery boy.
Okay.
What about little
Well,
hedgehog
goodness.
people that were from the other hotel? Did they make it? This is like trying to figure.
They were already evacuated out, right? Because of the gas leak.
Is there a website like the Thanos website where you can see if you survived the event?
All I'm hearing is I apparently need to draw a whole bunch of pictures for next session and just put little candles next to each of them and just do a slow scroll by.
Please do.
Sammy, what did I say earlier? How easily emotionally manipulated I am.
I'd like to point out, Sweet, you already know at least 4 victims that didn't make it.
I do?
All the White Rabbit.
Oh no! Oh no!
You're the only person on staff they have left. That's why they're calling you.
Oh, then guess who just got a raise?
Oh my god, you're probably in charge of that department now.
Yeah, it's supply and demand. They supply the problem, and I demand the money.
Okay, now Miko just needs to train us up, and we can have legitimate jobs.
Yeah.
Time to go by Neuroplexus.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a crash course in how to press the buttons on this particular device.
Okay, now that you've mastered the neuroplex, now to teach
I
you
do need it.
something else.
I need to get a neuroplex and put reading in my head.
Reading would be good for you because Miko has problems with stationary objects.
She doesn't send very many letters.
Is the stream over?
No, it's on. I'll turn it off. Good night, folks.
Bye bye, stream.
Bye,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.